Let's go! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex, and I will be your dungeon master for the evening. As today we have the likes of Secrets in the Sands, episode 20, the big 2-0. And fun fact, actually, this is the first session, or I think Secrets in the Sands is the campaign in Soulbound that has the longest amount of sessions. We have canceled, I think, the least amount of times compared to any other group. So yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody in Secrets in the Sands. Congratulations for hitting the big 2-0. Besides that, do we have any announcements for you guys? Nope, not really with chat, but make sure to head over to the YouTube channel. Make sure to drop a like onto the video. Make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you're also new, make sure to follow the likes of the stream over on Twitch. It does help us out tremendously. Besides that, yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. Let's see what they're doing over here. I just turned to my left and this should explain it. Yeah. What is going on? I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Oh my god. What the fuck just happened? Why did you point at me yelling blue?
That's your favorite
Reasons.
color.
Okay. Like, do I point at Animus and be like, red? Or red?
No, that's my that's my thing. All right,
That's your thing. Oh, my bad.
that's a solo thing.
That's like that's trademark. That's trademark. My bad.
Yeah.
All right.
We're part of that patent.
All right, I'll give you like +1 inspo. No, I'm fucking with you.
What?
Also, hey, Ravioli, you got inspo from Bimmy Boo. There you go.
Oh my gosh, from Bemmy
Ravioli.
Ravioli. Give her the formula.
See, Ducky, all you need to do is just get like a random person just in chat, just be like, hey,
Can someone love me?
Yeah. Just, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sorry, it can't be Sammy because, the cat and Sammy got that whole thing going on. So you got to find somebody else. Like, you can't keep third wheeling all the time. I'm sorry, but
I just thought it would last forever.
Oh man! All right, y'all.
That got awkward.
I bet if you showed your beautiful face, Ducky, that people would flock.
Oh,
you bet.
All right, y'all. If we're ready to go, let's do this. Bard take it away. So, if I could have each and every single one of you all gather around the table, and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, for this is the fable of a looming corruption, and that of the mysteries within. This is the infamous tale of the Secrets in the Sands, and the legendary tale of the Soulbound. Here, we'd pick back up on our tale as we'd find the Kindred Spirits venturing forth into the hot hell known as the Forbidden Expanse. After joining forces with the Shadowkai Paladin and Misery, their forces were bolstered and their strength magnified once more. Our heroes would continue on, but eventually Sirius, the Fearbolg Druid, would gain the idea to search for diamonds in the Expanse. Locating a diamond, he'd lead the party through the Mesa before eventually stumbling across the corruption. The Kindred Spirits would make quick work of them, but more would be chasing towards their position. Fleeing the scene, however, our heroes would make an interesting discovery. A gargantuan-sized Ankylosaurus with a chip on their shoulder against the stars. He'd crush the corruption away and reveal himself to be one of the ancients of Voden's past. This individual named Gronk. Befriending him to an extent, more of a promise of mana crystals, they'd gain an acquaintance for the time being, thanks to Sirius and more. With that, their adventure continued to a small cavern. However, inside the small cavern, our heroes faced off against corrupted scorpions, but something was up. The area would begin to form an astral fog, and for a brief moment with that, Zale and Sirius would be washed away into an astral light, not to be seen again. Meanwhile, Phoebe and Ilva would be walled off from the cavern, leaving Krillin in misery, trapped alone with one another. Their marks would activate, but things began to look dire. What will happen to these two? Well, we'll have to wait and see how our heroes walk out of this situation in Session 20 of Secrets in the Sands. Now that, my friends, let's pick back up exactly where we left off after that little recap. A little handy-dandy recap.
It's been 2 weeks. I've been waiting so long.
The suspense is killing me.
Why are me and Sirius in Detroit? We'll never know.
I like how we never. It hasn't been disclosed.
I sent Bardbot to the wrong channel. Hold on, let me go grab him. All right, hold on. Shut up, Bardbot. All right, come here. All right, bam.
I'm doing pretty
right.
good. Yeah. All sessions back up. Okay, but we have to kill each
I had
other
to.
now.
I had to like go grab Bardbot. He was like, I want to go say hi to the artist. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't do that, Bardbot.
Like no one's there.
I want to say hi.
I'm here.
I'm
All right. So, as I pick back up, let me swap over scenes and let me remind you guys exactly where we were. Where is this? Voden, Session 20. The Scorpion Lair. Activate. Alright, let me know if everybody's map is loading, if it's changing, and more. Everybody should see stuff.
The snake finally has art. This is amazing. The snake's here.
Let's go, snake art.
Yeah,
oh god, is that? Oh, that's a sword.
Oh, hold on, my Discord crashed. Goddamn. Hold on. Discord is not liking me today. Give me 1 second. It's gonna reload in just a bit. Oh my god. Hello.
In.
There we go. Discord was starting to like freak out on me. Let's try that again. Okay, real quick, let's get a check. Is anybody not able to see anything? Is anybody still on the starting, like the launch page? All right, sick nasty, let's do this. So, as we leave off, we look over towards, as Phoebe, you just got done firing a witch bolt directly towards the Scorpion, restrained by your sort of giant constrictor snake. As it's fighting for its life inside, you notice as the bolt itself would be completely stopped by an astral force. Looking around, you try to force your way through, but nothing is sort of nothing is sort of occurring. You're not able to get through. That would have been your turn, but if you wanted to, you could at least have a free action to talk to Ilva or anybody inside or whatever around. Only other thing that you would see inside of this sort of area is you notice as Kreelin's sort of black star mark is starting to writhe with shadows, as well as Misery's sort of purple square on her hand is starting to well, pretty much shining out into oblivion. Besides that, Phoebe, is there anything you say or do? You only have your pretty much a free action to talk right now or try to move a little bit.
Guys, what's going on? What's happening? Where'd Sirius and Zale go? What is this? What is this?
Concerned mother.
He's acting like it's a surprise party.
Oh man. Well, that being said, Phoebe, I will give you this. Phoebe and Ilva, make a perception check for me. This is with sight.
They're not oculi.
So advantage.
No advantage.
Phoebe, you're more so, it's not that you don't see, it's more so it takes you a little bit longer too. You're more focused on exactly what's happening ahead. Ilva, you look around and you're like almost looking dead directly at the situation that's occurring, but something seems off for a moment. Besides that little bit of rumbling that threw you off a little while ago, you look over and in the corner of your eye, you see something sort of approaching, moving, shifting, something from afar. You notice as it is a astral light, an astral mist or fog beginning to start welling or swelling around this entire cave, almost enclosing you guys in. It's coming from all directions and all sides at this moment in time, but this is what you would see just ever so slightly approaching. Just it's making its way pretty fast, but you notice as the ever-shifting colors of greens, blues, and purple sort of being mixed together. But Ilva, you at least are able to notice that, and since you're able to notice that, hey, guess what? It's your turn in combat. What would you like to do?
First things first, I guess. When I noticed this awesome astral light coming towards me, how wide is this thing?
How wide is it? It's like it's oh man, it's kind of like a sandstorm. Not gonna lie, as if it's a sandstorm with instead of like sand, but more so being an astral sort of light. If you want like a specifics of like distance, I mean.
We talking like horizon type stuff, or
yeah, like, I would say probably horizon, but there is a small sort of inkling of space off to the bottom right of the map, similar to what you see right now. That there is a little bit of an area for you to kind of run in if you want to go that way, but the choice is yours if you want to try it.
I'm out. Just kidding.
Finally, I can leave these fuckers.
Oh man.
And do I also see inside their marks swirling and activating?
When you're 15, yeah.
Okay. And I would imagine I saw the witch bolt happen as well. So
yeah.
Gosh.
Oh boy. Come on, Ducky, you had like 2 weeks to think about that. No, I'm fucking with you.
We're gonna go up to like wherever like the barrier is. Can I touch it at all?
Yeah, you kind of like touch it, but as you sort of do, you almost instinctually like kind of retreat your hand back, as you almost feel like a sort of almost a piercing sensation in your fingertips. You look over and your fingertips are sort of coated with a little bit of astral light. It's nothing too scary as you're used to whenever you guys say corruption, but it is something to note.
Do the thing, Ducky.
That's an in-character thing for Elf. That's an elven noise right there.
I'm gonna try pushing my hand a little bit through it, and if there's any resistance, I'll start punching it. And as I'm start punching it, you'll see like the briefest of like sparks of electricity popping off of it. Anything happen? Am I able to get my hand through there at all?
Well, let's see. If you're gonna try to force your way through, it is hurting, it is painful. If you want to, you can, but if you do so, you'll need to make your highest saving throw. Choice is yours on whether you want to continue or not.
Oh, so I can feel it actively hurting me as I try and push through. Hey?
Yeah, you feel like you're like gaining a little bit of progress on getting through. It's just very, very painful to do so.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my action actually.
Okay. What are you holding your action for?
I don't know yet.
You gotta give me an action.
It needs a trigger.
There's a thing called a requirement.
Can I just like yell at you? Yo, that's a trigger.
Oh man.
Let's try. Okay. Let's try and figure things out here. I'm gonna.
You can just default to taking the dodge action if your character's stumped right now, that's perfectly fine.
I'm gonna try and cast Dispel Magic level 3.
Spell magic level 3.
Area,
okay.
yeah.
Alrighty. As you begin to cast Dispel Magic, make an Arcana check real quick.
Arcana.
11. Alright, so you are looking at this sort of thing. You knowing brief bits of magic, having a couple of conversations with a fair amount of wizards every now and again. This magic is definitely not of a normal variety or of a normal type. It's possible to try to dispel it. It's going to be a very, very difficult case. Again, just sort of question, do you want to risk it? And try, but maybe risk a spell slot. It's more of like, do you want to try to risk a spell slot and try to get through, which you might be able to, you figure you can, or you want to play it safe and try to figure out another way that may be a little bit less risky in this situation. Your choice, but
Oh my god, I'm just being. Alright, we're going back to holding action.
It's either cowabunga or no cowabunga.
We're holding my action to see what these two gentlemen do, and if they do, I am going to teleport my ass in.
Alright, you're gonna try to teleport. You got it. So that is your held action, and it's if like they start being hostile towards one another.
I want to see. I'm looking specifically more at Krillin. I want to see. I want to know. Pardon me. I want to know if there is any hesitation, if he's struggling, or if this man is just like dead focused and he's just gonna try and kill a bitch. My whole focus is on Krillin for my next step.
All right, this is gonna be interesting. All right, so Ilva, that is your turn. We're gonna head over towards Zale. Zale's in La La Land. Misery, your go. So Misery, here's the situation. You look over, you hear Phoebe yelling out. You look to see the astral barrier. You find yourself cornered. There's a giant snake and Scorpion, you know, having a Kaiju battle. And Krillin is over here. They look focused. They look ready for battle, but their arm is starting to writhe with shadows. And also your purple mark is starting to glow bright purple. It's your choice on how you want to approach this situation and what you want to do, but yeah.
Well, I've had just enough interaction with the party thus far to kind of get a gist for the danger here. And I am at least aware that Krillin might be a threat very soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ready an action. Now, the thing is that when readying an action, usually it's like, hey, if somebody steps forward, if somebody attacks, I don't know how many conditionals can be added into a ready to action. I'd have to, like, review. But, like, basically,
if statement,
anything...
If
right. So, my thought would be... Actually, I'm just going to take the dodge action.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Not even ready yet. I'll just take the dodge action.
You'll just begin to immediately go into a sort of defensive stance just in case anything is thrown at you, whether it's a bit of the corruption or whether it's Krillin or whoever. All right, Misery, that is your action. Anything you want to do for your bonus action?
I do not want to do anything for my bonus action, but I will look to Krillin and I will say, I've only just met you and I have nothing against you, but if you try anything, ... All
right, that's it. Let's see what's happening over here. All right, meanwhile, the Kaiju Battle. All right, this Scorpion is restrained by the giant constrictor snake. It is going to make, how many attacks? 3 attacks. Okay, first attack is a claw attack. That's a 12. That will hit for 3 points of damage. Second attack. It's a 19. Will hit for 4 points of damage, and it's going to sting it. Hiya! Oh wait, that did advantage. Hold on.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
4, I see. That's a 4.
So this, as you see, is it's just sort of clawing and trying to slice and dice into this sort of snake. It's almost throwing it into the rocks as you see bits of the debris or bits of the rocks up above from the cave are sort of dropping down onto him. It is starting to shake the entire area, but that's all that's sort of going down over here. All right. Meanwhile, Krillin's turn. All right, Krillin.
All right, Krillin, that's scary.
How's it going, buddy? How's it going, friend?
You know, it's been a good day for me and Krillin.
Watching you.
I have a funny
Being
question.
watched.
I have a funny question. A funny, wacky question. What do you want to do right now?
Oh.
I am noticing there are strange occurrences happening. I see that I am getting smoky. And the last time I got smoky, there was hidden language around us. So I'll look at the Kaiju Battle. I'll turn around, look at the wall behind us, continue to do a 360, lock eyes on Misery, take a step towards her, and hold out my hand, but towards where this force field is. There's probably going to be some hidden language here. So I would like to look for something hidden in the area.
Fantastic. All right, Creelan, as you begin to say that, extending your hand out, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
All right.
Look, he's within 5 feet of misery. All I'm saying is there's a lot of.
Well, I do believe he does still benefit from my Aurora. From my aura.
He does.
Well, and then there's that.
Oh, well, add +4 to it anyways.
No, sir. No, sir.
No inspiration.
No inspiration.
I don't. No, I don't have inspiration.
Waving.
Not to my knowledge.
What? Oh, my
No.
inspiration? Oh, you can have it.
I was just doing it. I was
Showcase,
just
check
doing
your
it. You don't
DMs.
have to. Oh no!
Right.
Oh no!
DMs.
Guys, we're in the middle of a session. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. We just had something to talk about.
Like, you can ask for dinner later. Come on, we gotta give him one.
Shit.
Okay. So my intention is, as I'm holding my hand out, I'm like kind of waving it to reveal the text, but I'm like flicking my palm back and forth and looking at Mark and looking at Misery, and not all the way. Still slowly attempting to turn my head towards Ova and Phoebe, but I don't. And I'm tensing up. I am in control. I believe that I can control this. I can find the hidden magic here to bring my friends back. I can do that. So I'm gonna continue tensing and holding, but quick darts between the space and Misery. I'm gonna hold my mark in my face. And
You're gonna
I'm-
you're gonna hold your mark to your face and then what?
oh, and I was allowing you to enter in at that point.
As you begin to try to send forth or basically put your hand towards the wall to try to read it forth, you look over and for a brief moment you think that you begin to see a bit of text amongst the sort of barrier for just a moment. And as this begins to happen, you see as Creelan's arm is slowly tensing up, it's sort of shaking for a moment before he pauses. Sees he try to fights it, gains back a little bit control before trying to almost grab the legs of a dart and try to see if he can flick it outside the barrier. And as soon as he does so, he throws it or goes into the throwing motion before he just completely stops directly in his tracks. As soon as this begins to happen, you notice upon the marking on his hand begins to slowly start almost consuming his entire arm for just a single moment. You look as it begins to start writhing up towards his neck, towards his torso before it goes over towards his legs and more. And you see as Creelan begins to slowly start corrupting into an astral light. And with that, my friend, I have sent you the DMs for upon failing a saving throw, your soul is shackled, and the time for battle is now. Creelan, you know what you must do. Your turn begins
Scorpion, right?
now.
Oh no, he played the new music. Oh no,
You
that's
got-
when you know shit's real.
So your soul is shackled, so you gotta fight the Scorpion, right? It's still up.
There's no going
There's
back.
There's an ad.
Yeah, look at
There's an
that
ad.
ad. Yeah, look.
If this is now the start of this turn, then as I become more corrupted, I'm gonna hold the palm out towards Misery, but you'll see my body and my arms and my focus is going towards Misery, I'm finally able to use the willpower to turn my face towards Ilva. And you see a very determined face. It is almost as if I'm looking at Misery. But the beak utters out a small phrase in Aarakocra. And with that, the left hand is going straight towards Misery as I unarmed attack her.
As you do so with disadvantage. All right. And we're gonna get your held action in just 1 second, Ducky.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
All right. 18. I'll make sure to do it with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that away.
I will roll once more.
11, that one will miss. So as you begin to send the first strike, boom, you send it forth as Misery, you're able to instantly sort of dodge out of the way or begin to parry Kreelin off to the side. As this happens, Ilva, you try to cast Dimension Door. How are you doing this?
Yeah, so basically, as he did his movement with his face and his head, whatever, and I saw the eruption of astral light. Basically, I'll just put my hand forward, and this wave of purple kind of like washes over, and then like a mist falls down from it, kind of like a purple sparkle, and on the other side of it opens the exact same look to it, and I'm gonna step through it and see if I can appear right beside him.
As you begin to do so, Ilva, you begin to hear a voice. All of you begin to hear a voice as it begins to emanate. Even Sirius and even Zale, for a brief moment in time, as you, my friends, all hear this annoying piece of shit.
Oh, now that's just cute. I don't think so today. I think that we should probably keep this a little bit more fair now, shall we? I think also you have a couple of other things to sort of deal with. Boys! Have fun.
And with that, Ilva, you look over as you try to walk through the dimension door, and you see as an almost astral chains begin to start wrapping around the door, wrapping around the gateway, preventing you from being able to walk in. You try to rip and tear them free, however, nothing is seeming to sort of get through. Every single time you try to almost rip and grab through it, more and more of that astral light is forming amongst your arms and hands. It's burning, it's tearing, it's searing a bit of psychic pain into you before you look over behind. And you just hear, you and Phoebe, join us! As you look over behind you, and you see several bits of the corruptive figures beginning to form through the sands, form through the astral fog and more, making their way directly towards you. Alright, let me go grab some friendos.
Pride Month.
Hey, Zale, here's what we're gonna do. Sirius, you get to roll this as well. Zale and Sirius. Zale, roll a d6, Sirius, roll a d6.
You better roll ones.
I got a 2. Does that work?
Alright.
It's not bad.
These are good. These are good numbers. We like twos here.
Let's go.
Alright. You look over and you see as these individuals are getting ready to head over towards you. Now, I'm going to add this little... Actually, no, you won't be able to see it. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to add these little individuals in the top of the sort of screen. Kind of like towards this part of the map. Ignore them. They're not a part of the battlefield. That's just for me tracking initiative. You with me?
We're with you.
Alright, let's go. Alright, Ilva, that is your action. You do have a bonus action if you want to do anything, though.
I'm still in the middle of punching her.
My bad. My bad. I got lost. I got lost. That was the reaction. That was the reaction sort of thing. I always get forget we're ready to actions. My bad. Alright, Kreelin, beat the shit out of Misery. Second attack.
Also, to be fair, Misery had a reaction because she had a held action, or did you dodge, right?
It was just
I'm taking the dodge action.
Okay.
Focus in avoiding attacks.
Right, fair enough. In between that first punch, I will step over to the side in a boxing ducking like motion, and still with the left hand. So I already missed the punch. I'm going to come around for a grab and attempt to activate the mark while I'm grabbing her.
Oh,
Got a disadvantage?
So here's what we'll say. If you're trying to grapple, we're gonna say athletics check with disadvantage. Misery, you'll have an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice.
Athletics.
Oof. 9. Oh, what's a 4? It doesn't matter. So, or Misery, how are you able to try to like send Creelan off as he's trying to grab you and punch you?
I'm basically using the because I'm still wielding my halberd, of which I've named Despair. And I'm using
Very nice.
Great.
I'm using the blunt long part of it, just sort of like I don't know if I don't for cinematic sake. I'm not necessarily literally making contact per mechanics, but I'm sort of like using it as like a way to just kind of keep him away, keep him just out of reach, so that his swings go just like a few inches from my face or chest or wherever he's striking.
Easy enough. As you begin to do so, Creelan, do you have a third attack as your bonus action?
I'm going to continue with the left hand and then do a back fist as part of a flurry of blows.
You got it. 2 more strikes then. Both with disadvantage. 13.
It didn't do it with.
You're fine. So
disadvantage.
we'll just count that as the third attack. No need to roll to another one. Now let's roll with the fourth attack, and it's control for disadvantage.
All right.
13 as well. Misery, you keep just sort of maneuvering Creelan, sort of keeping that little bit of distance and space from you as he's not able to reach over and grab you. As this is sort of happening, Creelan, that is your action, bonus action.
Nothing.
Phoebe, please.
Wait a moment. One moment. Where is... have it somewhere.
What are you looking for?
I'm sorry, just need 30 seconds. There we go. I'm going to do... No. I'm going to try to actually use one of my features, which is not on Foundry, but
I know
the
what it
focused
is.
aim. When I miss with an attack, it just didn't port over. When I miss with an attack roll, you can spend 1 to 3 key points to increase your roll by 2
that's
for each
crazy.
of these key points.
It didn't port over until now? Wow.
I know what it is. I played I know what it is.
It has never ported over.
I don't know
So
why.
that's why I wasn't using it.
So
So
how many key
I'm
points
going to
are you
spend
using
2
them?
key points to see if that 13 raises to +4 is 17.
13
To hit.
to a 17. All right, Misery, does a 17 hit?
17 will hit.
All right, so Creelan, roll a d6 for damage, please. I'll do the rest of the math.
Okay.
Oh, never mind, that works.
Oh,
All right, 10 points of damage towards Misery as he's able to just barely use almost the key around him, the environment, to shift your form just a little bit closer as he backhands you, almost sending you flying directly into the into the rocks before you. As this happens, Misery, your world is rocked for just a moment in time, but you stand your ground and you ready yourself for a true fight to occur. Creelan, is that your turn?
And as that make contact, I'm going to pump just a bit more key into it to attempt stunning strike.
God damn, this is like a
Here we go.
4 key point run. All right, stunning strike, Misery. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you're almost disoriented for a moment in time.
All right. In which case, let's go. Let's see what happens.
This is gonna decide a lot of things. 15. I think that beats it, right?
Oops.
I mean, a paladin aura probably says so.
DC 13.
Yeah.
That'll beat it. So Misery, you're able to quickly be able to readjust and reassess the situation. You're good to go. So Creelan, I believe that is everything you can possibly do on your turn. That is your turn and go.
Agile parry at the end of it, raising my AC. and hold my ground.
You got it. Alrighty, let's do this. So, first things first. Over here, the corruption is going to start sprinting out from the astral fog, and they're going to rush over and rush you guys down. There's going to be one attack roll towards Phoebes, another attack roll towards Ilva. Let's see. Let me move that over here. All right, let's do the first one towards Phoebe, or excuse me, towards Ilva. Firebolt is going to be a 19 to hit. That will strike directly into you, Ilva. Let's see if the same happens to Phoebe. It's going to be an 8. That one will actually crash off to the side, hitting the rocky wall structure. But Ilva, you try to bring up your shield as fast as you possibly can, but it's not fast enough. That is their turn over here. Next up is Sirius. Sirius is in La La Land. We got Phoebe next. What you got for us, Phoebe?
Yay! First, I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn around. I see the corruption. I'm gonna turn back to Misery. I'm gonna say, Misery, just fucking kill Creelan! We don't care, it's fine! Wait, no! Don't kill him! Knock him out! Fuck him up!
So conflicting.
Conflicted emotions.
All right.
And then I'm gonna turn back and I'm gonna do just for now a little chill touch on one of the corruptions that's coming near me.
I'm just saying, these dots are just incriminating themselves left and right. That's all I'm saying. Alright, make an attack roll for me. So
Wow.
they will actually use their Hellish Rebuke as a reaction. 21 to hit. That would definitely hit them for 10 points of damage, but Phoebe, as this happens, you see as bits of astral flames, more so almost kind of like hellfire, begins to form up amongst your feet and burns you alive. Make a dexterity saving throw for me. Or actually, hold on, actually, hold on, don't make it yet. Don't make it yet. I'm just cast a spell on you. There we go. 3d10. Dexterity saving throw is going to be a 12. That means you will fail and take the full 13. Yeah, I got to make a concentration check for the staff, I believe.
What?
11. You are good to go. I think you're concentrating on the snake thingy. No, never mind. Never mind. You're concentrating on Witch Bolt. Never mind.
Which bow?
Even though it didn't go through.
It didn't even work!
It didn't go through, so you're good. I'm gonna delete that from you. Alright. That is Phoebe. As you strike over with them with the chill touch, that's your action. Anything else for you on your turn?
No, I already shouted. I'm just gonna. I'm staying right here. This is a good spot. This is a good spot.
All right, easy peasy. Ilva, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to. So I'm gonna cast my Channel Divinity, and I want it so where Krillin doesn't get the benefits of it.
Fair enough.
Excluded.
Do you want me to hit the feature button on it?
You're good. I know that you're, unless you really want the cool visual effect, that's up to you, but I got the idea. What it does.
So as it pops up and surrounds us, I'm gonna look at Phoebe and I'm gonna say, I have to try. And I'm gonna try and force myself. I'm gonna put my fingertips, both my hands, fingertips, like in the barrier. And I'm gonna try and break it apart and push through it.
All right, here we go. You walk up towards it, and as you do, you try to force your way through. Ilva, make your highest saving throw. Now, granted, Misery is within 10 feet of you, so you do get her bonus as well.
Oh, that is true.
Okay.
Cooking with
Wisdom
gas
saving
now.
throw, okay?
+4.
All right.
25. Here we go. Ilva, as you begin to start forcing your way through, trying to push with all of the bits of strength that you can possibly muster, you see Misery looking over towards your left. Same thing with you, Phoebe, as you looked over towards Ilva. Bits of her entire arms are slowly being corrupted. Her face is being almost turned into that of an astral light. She almost looks as if she is completely transformed into one of the corruption themselves, as she is forcing her way through this area. Ilva, this is gonna hurt, and this is gonna hurt a lot. but let's see what happens. So now it is upgraded. You guys are level 7. You guys have upgraded the tier by 1. All right. Ilva, you take 17 points of astral damage. As you're sort of doing so, you're about halfway through there. You're just barely through. You need one more success and you'll be able to break through the likes of the corruption and be able to get into this whole situation for yours, or kind of maybe help free anybody else, or maybe put a stop to what's happening right now. So you're in the process. You're kind of like halfway through. Make sense?
Gotcha.
All right. You still have you used your bonus action for your channel divinity. You used your movement. You're good to go.
No, it was, yeah,
Oh,
that's it. That's my whole turn, man.
Oh, also keep in mind, Sammy did just give you inspiration from chat, so make sure to write that down.
All right, perfect.
All right, so let's go to this, or this one. All right, well, let's look at it. The corruption, they see Phoebe. That's true. You did, in fact, throw a little ice bolt, but they also notice Ilva's trying to break through, like the Kool-Aid Man. They don't like that. They will begin to try to stop you with everything that they possibly can. There's going to be 30 feet of movement. They're going to rush over and they are going to solely target you. For this, I don't know why my thing is wrong, but that's fine. All right, 2 attack rolls. Let's see. Chill touch. It's going to be a 14 that will miss. Second attack. Yeah. There's gonna be a 10 that will also miss. You see, as basically Ilva, you're sort of being pelted with the likes of the chilled touches. However, they're not really affecting you as you're feeling too much pain from the astral damage and the psychic damage that you're kind of taking going through this barrier, as you're just being pelted with the stars right now. That is their turn. Zale, here's what I need you to do. Zale and Sirius, roll a d6 each.
No, I don't wanna.
Here be food. I got you. All right.
Ooh, that's not good.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. All right. Oh God, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. And this thing increases even further for the second one. All right, as this begins to happen, you notice as the astral fog is beginning to slowly close in on you, Phoebe. You look over and it seems to be too much corruption for you guys to all handle. This time, things are looking dire. Things are looking dire and fast. Misery, you receive initiative. What you got for us?
Well, in this particular case, unfortunately, I mean, I don't, the thing is that Misery does not quite know what Ilva is looking to do precisely, so a little cautious. However, it is very clear that Creelin has attacked Misery. So Misery is going to take Despair, is going to sigh, and is going to say, well...
Oh. Sorry.
Well... Can't say I'm going to regret this.
Nice.
And I'm going to be taking Despair, and I am going to lay an attack down upon Creelin. As soon as it lets me. Where did it go? Used Despair. Attack, Despair. Attack!
Despair. Kill.
Despair! Why aren't you listening to me?
My targeted, and also a note, because of Agile Parry, it's 18 AC, but... Oh, it updated. Thank you.
Attack, Despair.
Oh.
Ooh, there you go.
Also, Sensei, we can't hear you.
Yes, Sensei, we
Thank you.
cannot hear you.
Thank
That is going to be 18 for a hit.
18 will hit. 10 points of slashing damage. That's going to hit right on the mark. And Creelin, I did
But
just
I
increase.
will be doing my full divine smite, which I
Yeah,
renamed to Deathly Smite.
Deathly Smite.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, man.
Are you sure you aren't an Oathbreaker?
There is a 2d8 radiant damage plus 1d8 for doing it at second level.
Yep.
Murder.
Oh, Dutchy, calm down.
So, in which case, let
I
me
said
roll the
knockout.
3d8.
I said knock.
Oh man.
That's
3D.
okay.
11 points of damage. That'll be added on to you, Creelan. As you get struck down by the likes of by despair, you see as almost a. Actually, is it more? What does this kind of look like? This is the first time I think you used Divine Smite, right?
The thing is that despair as a weapon, the blade edge of it is going to start glowing this like deep purple. And wherever I swing despair, it's this like it's this streak across the air. And when I strike into Creelan, a bunch of like purple energy begins arcing out in like lightning and courses through Creelan. That's how I imagine it looks.
As this begins to happen, you see as Creelan, an entire sort of purple edge or light is sort of infused onto your chest where the blade struck. You're sort of reeling and feeling the pain, but Misery, you do have a second strike.
I do have a second strike, and I will take it.
Ooh, natural one. That one will miss. Creelan, you see it coming from a mile away, and you just duck underneath and get ready to retaliate with a couple of strikes on your own. Misery, that said, is that your turn?
That is not my turn. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my last Blessing of the Raven Queen ability as a bonus action, which I've renamed into Slink into the Shadows. And I am going to use it for the sake of the additional resistance I get. And I'm just going to blink to the other side of Creelan.
Easy enough. As you do, you blink to behind Creelan for just a brief moment, sort of throwing them off. As you're bolstered by the Raven Queen themselves, that is your turn. Next up in initiative, the Kaiju Battle.
Wait, I forgot to
I
do
do-
my snake.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You also note there is a reaction I'm gonna take, but fine.
Let's do the snake first, because that was technically in first chronological thing, and then I got you, Creelan. Go ahead, Raven, what are you doing with the snake?
I think it's. Yeah, it's gonna keep constricting, so it's making another constricting attack to the Scorpion.
You got it. You want me to do it, or you got it?
I think I got. Well, no, I can't target the Scorpion, to be honest.
Okay, I got you.
They're trying to in each other.
Constrict! 24 to hit,
Ooh.
15 points of damage. Yeah, this Scorpion is getting the life choked out of him. But we'll see if it's able to retaliate, as it's now the Scorpion's turn. Alright, well, I'm gonna move it off to the side for a little bit. As it's kind of like wrapping around each other, almost breaking one of the sort of pincers, you'll see as it uses its final one and tries to slice the snake in half. It's gonna be attack roll disadvantage. Claw attack. 9 will miss, 10 will miss, but it will send the stinger out. 23 will hit for 12 points of piercing damage as it is nearly finished. Is that enough to kill it? No, not just yet. It's still going to be on its last leg as it's able to resist a little bit of the poisonous effects.
Let's go, my boy!
That said, alright.
It's
And then we got something for Sirius's turn. But Creelan, what you got for us? Your initiative.
part of my reaction from Misery. I did dodge it, but maybe she's faster than I thought. So I'm going to capitalize on that missed attack. And as she comes up behind me, I'm just going to throw a blind back kick. Because I believe I know where she's going to be. So I will use my repulse. Unarmed
Okay,
strike.
so that would trigger before my resistance starts because that was after my attack, but before
Yeah.
I...
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, but
A lot of stats effects.
even so, thematically, that would be the
Nah.
Thematically, that
So
would
anyway,
be-
Misery was doing a thing.
and I miss, and that will be the end of my reaction.
Imagine
And with
miss.
that miss, I'm going to Now my leg is still in the air. I'm going to kick it all the way forward and fly up just 5 feet. Keep that momentum and then do basically a spinning soccer kick on top of Misery's head as I'm 5 feet up.
That is gonna hit.
17 will hit. 9 points of damage towards Misery with one single kick. You send us. Oh wait, this is not with the resistance. I'm gonna add the resistance manually. I got you. So that's gonna be.
Should I bring the hit points up, or are you gonna do it? Okay, good.
I'll worry about it. So that's gonna be the first strike. You do have a second strike.
As I'm in the air, I'm going to continue flying over her, drop down behind her,
It's the most
attempt
anime
to
fight.
continue dogfighting,
Dog.
and in a way wrap my right hand around her stomach and then push in the back of her neck. She's still facing that way with the corrupted left hand, and attempt to activate the mark that way.
You got it. So this is another grapple check then.
Yep.
All right, athletics check from Creelan. Misery athletics check.
All right.
Oof.
4.
I'm having a bad day.
Natural
4.
20. Yeah, you're just able to kind of like just immediately just force shove Creelan back off to the side, almost throwing them into the battle between the snake and the scorpion. That is your bonus action, but that is your second attack, but you do have a bonus action.
As that is dodged, I'm going to step again to the side, and again jump 5 feet up, and then do a spinning sideways kick to attempt to kick her head off.
16 will hit for 7 more points of damage as you do a swinging kick directly towards her head. It cracks you again. Misery as it strikes you, nearly striking you down, but you're able to still remain on your feet. It's gonna be.
I fixed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
so
will be-
I was reminded that at 10 HP, so, and I adjusted it already.
Okay. Dope. So that is your
Yes.
bonus action attack, Creelan. Anything else?
I see that she's invigorated through additional means. Now I'm not comfortable with that, so I will
I'm not
add an
comfortable
additional
with that.
additional key to the strike as I add in an additional
1.
1. Ooh, today is not my day. But I don't care.
Oh man.
This is how Creelan is, all the way in, and I will stay 5 feet in the air and get into a more defensive stance and agile parry, and then my turn.
You got it. All right, Creelan, that is your turn. Next up, we got Red Corruption, and then we got Sirius's turn. You'll see something in a bit. All right, Red Corruptos. Here's what they're gonna do. Now, Ilva, it's gonna be the same song and dance. These fuckers are determined to stop you. Are you ready for this? It's all or nothing. All or nothing. If they drop Ilva, then they're gonna start attacking Phoebe. But for right now, 30 feet. They're gonna start moving up 30 feet. 30 feet. Alright, gonna run over here. Bam, bam, bam. Cool. Good enough. And good enough. Alright, here's what they're gonna do. They're going to send all their strikes over towards you, Ilva. There's gonna be 1 firebolt attack. 14 will miss. Second firebolt attack. 24 will hit for 9 points of fire damage. Third firebolt. 12 will miss. Fourth one. 11 will miss. Fifth one. 24 will hit. And the sixth one is going to be a 15 that will miss. And there is one last seventh one. That's going to be an 8. So, oh my gosh. 7
Oh,
attacks.
dear.
But you just see as the fires of war are being just thrown and pelted over towards Ilva. As she takes it, I imagine, Ilva, you're almost screaming in pain as you're forcing your way through. But that is all of the Red Corruption's turn. Good stuff.
Is it possible to re-roll one of those with the inspo that Sammy gave me?
If you got DM's inspo, yes, but normal
Okay,
inspo,
I do
no.
have DMs. I'm gonna save that though.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, Sirius. Zale.
Hi.
Hi.
As you guys are sort of floating off, you hear sort of darkness for just a brief moment before you look over and you see as for Zale, you see kind of a serpent, but mainly more of a dragon of the sorts. A dragon with, how you say, I think the easiest way to sort of explain their design and what they look like, not like a typical dragon that you'd see in like Dungeons and Dragons, but more of a Chinese-like dragon with a sort of longer sort of form to them, almost writhing like a serpent in a way. You see as they begin to fly over, almost past your sight, past your vision for a moment, before they look down upon you. You're not able to make out too many features, but you look over towards them for a moment as they get ready to speak. Sirius, you looking over, you see as almost a crashing of waves begin to start forming around you. Water begins to swirl as a tsunami begins to almost start erupting for a brief moment. Out comes this sort of strange blue dragon of the sorts, who seems to have almost gills amongst their entire sort of form, amongst their head, their body, their torso, and more, as they begin to speak towards you. They say the same thing, but Sirius, this is what they say. Oh boy. Listen, soul-bound, individual wielder of the blue mark, the mark of Deimos. Hear me and hear me now. Things are getting out of hand. There has been a conflict with the likes of our brothers and sisters. You can try to attempt to stop this, but the fifth spirit has gone mad. You can try to assist. You can try to use your mark and use this power that we've bestowed upon you. But in doing so, you can try to stop this individual controlled by the fifth spirit, but you will lose a memory upon. The choice is yours to do so, but if you don't intervene, I will say one thing. One of your allies could face potential death. The choice is yours. Use it wisely. That being said, you do not know Sirius and Zale. You do not know exactly how this will affect them, but you can try to intervene using the likes of either of your marks. But, again, as they said, if you want to, you will lose a significant memory in the process. As apparently something about a fifth spirit is getting involved and causing a bit of conflict at the moment. Choice is yours, what do you want to do?
Wait, so I'm confused. So we can both do that? I thought that was just a serious thing.
Nope. They both said the same thing. I'm not going to repeat the
It's just
exact
Sirius
Oh, okay.
witnessing this ancient, spiritual water dragon. Zell just there. Hi.
Fanboy over here, Druid. Hi.
Like, hi, I'm the guy. You know, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
Witnessing this divine spectacle. I guess in this nega zone, Xerus is gonna look at his mark and focus upon it. He's gonna try to tap into said power that he was almost instructed towards using.
As you begin to do so, Sirius, you begin to activate your mark, bearing the consequences. But Zale, do you do the same thing with yours as you face?
Oh no, you go. You go.
As you face down this sort of dragon that's sort of writhing amongst the entire area, looking at you with an inquisitive face. Choice is yours.
Just like think about it for like 1 second and then just use it because he barely has any memories to begin with. Plus one more being lost. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You just lose the one you got.
Oh, Sirius, Zale, pick a memory from this campaign that is significant enough and forget it forever.
Oh.
Oh, this
God.
campaign. Oh, shit.
I need to think. Give me a moment.
Oh, now we're thinking. I see. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, oh, I gotta think. Just like, what's significant and what isn't in the definition?
Can I forget what I ate last week?
Nah, something your character cares about deeply.
Oh, you made it worse. Oh, damn.
In this
Deeply to an
campaign, for my
extent
time
where
in Voden.
Deeply to an extent where you have at least a little bit of an emotional attachment to it. It's like, that's a fond memory, or, you know.
Hey Max, just choose Ilva.
That's so mean. I am not. No, no. That's so awful. How could you? I'm trying to. Oh. You know, this isn't the day I thought I would have with
That's
conflicting
fine. I'll tell you what,
emotions.
we can wait till Zale's turn and we can come back on that one because it should be a fine one.
I barely have any
Turn over.
memories, dude. I had to actually be careful with this, you know.
I
I barely got anything.
I'll let you guys think for a bit. We're gonna come back on Zale's turn in the meantime. Sound good? Oop, I did not mean to pull that up again. All right.
Sure.
There we go. All right, Phoebe, you are surrounded by a lot of motherfuckers. Meanwhile,
No AoE.
join us. No, I'm kidding.
Alpha, why did you leave me?
Don't leave me! Don't leave me!
I had to try. He said the safe word, Phoebes. He said the safe word.
Ah, I will never make it through the fucking thing. I'm gonna try it anyways. I'm gonna try and get through it.
Oh man!
No, you're just coming behind me. I cleared the way. Cleared the way.
All right, Phoebe, if you're trying to enter through, you begin to just look over towards Ova. She's facing the brunt of this abuse from the corruption and trying to get through this astral barrier. You mimic her form and begin to try to force your way through. Phoebe, make the highest saving throw you've got.
I mean, surely. I mean, that's advantage, right? Like, I'm doing most of the brunt work, right? I don't know.
I wish I could. You do have inspiration, but that is a 15. You're
I'm
just
using
out
my
of reach for it.
I'm using my inspiration.
You got it. You're just out of reach.
Yeah.
22, there we go. The two girl bosses. As you begin to do so, you begin to force your way through, and more of your entire arm is slowly being corrupted by the likes of this strange corruption and astral force. As soon as this begins to happen, it is the exact same arm as the likes of your mechanical arm for just a brief moment. As you do so, you look over towards it before a flood of memories begin to start forming for a moment in time. You look over and just for several seconds you find yourself in the likes of a ruins. You see as an elven individual is at your mercy, at your will. You look over towards them and you see the astral light forming amongst the arm, forming amongst your soul. As you begin to slowly begin to almost manipulate them for just a brief second, manipulate their force, manipulate their life. You see as the blood that is spilled onto the ground begins to slowly start forming and begins to slowly start entangling this elven individual for a moment. You see as they begin to start screaming out in pain for you to stop, for you to please stop anything, before you just, for a brief moment, hear laughter, before they immediately implode. Guts, blood, bones begin to spew out everywhere as it is a horrific display as you implode them. You look over and you see as multiple other individuals begin to look at you in fear, in horror, in utter shock, before begins to slowly change. Phoebe, make a perception check for me.
Why can't you do that now? No, I'm kidding.
There's a reason why. 17. You look over for just a brief moment in time, and you see as a strange individual, greenish skin in nature, with these stranger demonic or devilish horns, looking off from the side, looking off from the corner, watches this entire display. You see a turtle and the likes of Agni.
Motherfucker!
Ooh.
We'll get to that later. Meanwhile,
Okay.
that's what's happening at this moment in time. You're halfway through this astral force and barrier. Ilva, can you clear the way? Can you clear a path? Ilva, let's see what you've got. Make the highest saving throw you can.
As I see that Phoebe is now with me, I'll just turn my head and I'll just say, "Let's do this together," and then we'll roll.
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 Sorry, that was wisdom again. Sorry.
For you, it's wisdom. Yes.
Where is that? Right there. Boom. Oh, we're gonna DM. We're gonna DM that shit.
Or I like to use my
You know,
refund card.
Oh,
That's a little too low. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah, you know, I mean, hey. I'm not blaming you.
I kind of want another lat one.
Don't jinx it.
I mean, you can always
Yes!
choose.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay.
No, Ducky.
What's the fun of your narrative, Ilva? What's the fun of your narrative?
Ducky, I will get a fucking plane ticket to fucking Canada. I swear to fucking God.
Alright, jokes aside, are you actually, you can fail if you want. It's up to you.
Oh no, I got my girl boss Phoebe beside me. I'm powered up. I'm invigorated. I believe.
Alright, as you begin to do so, you force your way through the legs of this astral barrier, and you notice as the marking upon your hand is glowing wildly with power, glowing wildly with strength as it shines white for a brief moment. That is your action, my friend. You look over Misery and Creelan, you just see Ilva's entire form just completely corrupted. You can barely even tell the difference between her and a normal vert or a normal visage of the corruptive figures. But over, you got a bonus action. You can say something, but you are heaving heavily. Oh, my bad. Hold on, one thing. I almost forgot the big part. Let's see if you're still alive, first off. All right, 3d8 plus 5.
Surely I did okay to go through without. Oh god.
18 points of astral damage. So yeah, you're feeling it. You're definitely feeling it as you are badly injured, but you have a bonus action still.
2 quick lovable seconds.
Wait, what?
I'm just quickly looking.
Blue Corruption's next. Zale is next with the memories, though.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna just. Oh, that's the ruler. I'm gonna just move over here behind Mr. Creelan, and I'll just say,
Oh. I did forget one thing. I did forget one big thing.
another big thing.
Creelan, make a wisdom saving throw. I forgot to do this at the end of your turn.
That's pretty important.
Okay, wisdom saving throw.
16. Okay.
Technically not friendly, so it doesn't. Okay, never mind.
I don't know, man.
We're in a tennis relationship right now. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
You
It's
would
complicated.
See, so Misery, Ilva, yeah, you would see as Creelan is struggling. They're fighting something, but no matter how much they keep trying to fight, this sort of astral nature is just taking them over and not giving a fuck. It's too powerful for him right now. All right, there you go. So Ilva, you have your bonus action.
To grab someone, is that an action or to grab
It
like a
would
body
be an
part?
action. Yeah, it would be an action.
Okay.
If you're like trying
Then-
to like actually quote unquote grapple them.
Let me DM you then. Hold on.
All right. Ooh, secrets.
In the sand.
It's vanilla.
Oh.
I'm getting a message from Ducky.
Alright, you don't have to brag about it. Sheesh.
Damn, imagine being DM'd.
All right, don't worry, guys. I'll hit you guys up afterwards too. All right.
Oh, really?
It's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be a pity DM.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
You. Oh, well, hold on.
Oh no, he has a thing.
It'd be that. It'd be that. And you could probably assume He isn't right now. Because of what's going on. You could probably assume that.
So I can go through it that he would just have to roll for it, essentially.
It depends on what you're doing, but yes. Yeah. If it acts like, oh, if they're willing, then it's up to, you know, Krillin right now, which they're probably not.
Oh, I see. So I can't force it.
Nah.
Even if so, how about
So, like, for
you know,
example, like if you were casting Dimension Door or whatever, right? If
Right.
you were to grab him, it would be with a willing creature. Krillin's not willing right now. And you wouldn't be able to force him to be willing. Be willing! Be willing, damn it! Can't do that.
Oh, okay. So even in that regard, there.
Huh. That would be, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay. That'll probably be an action. That'll probably be
Okay,
an
no
action.
worries. Okay, so perfect. And then in that, so I'll move over to Krillin, and then I'll say, "I heard you," and I'll end my turn.
Okay. This is this is gonna be fun. I'm ready for this. Alright. Blue Corruption's turn. Phoebes, it's time for Judgment Day. I hope you're ready. Alright,
Girl,
Blue
boss, you got this.
Hurt me.
Okay. Alright.
Yes.
Oh,
Alright.
don't do that.
Love it.
So, Phoebe, this is gonna be, well, first off, Zale and Sirius roll a d6 afterwards. This isn't this turn, but it's afterwards.
I think there's enough.
Nah.
I think.
The voice thinks otherwise.
Well, I don't give a shit what they think.
That's gonna be 16 for 3 points of damage. That's gonna be. Oh my god!
I hate that. Alright.
I just have
No, he's getting a hellish rebuke back because fuck that.
Natural 20 for 20 points of necrotic damage. Hellish Rebuke, you got it. Cast the spell on it. It was this guy in
who was it?
particular.
Who was it?
Oh wait, hold on. Can I see him? It was the one by the. It was the one by the cactus.
There's multiple.
She's like
This
a
one.
teacher. Who did
Yeah,
it?
the one to the left. One
They
to the
threw a
left.
piece of paper at her head.
Who did it?
All right.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Fuck you in particular.
All right, that was only the second one, right? Jesus. All right, Hellish Rebuke.
Die.
Ooh, nearly max damage. They're gonna fail that dexterity saving throw, and as they do, you'll see as their form is completely almost eviscerated from the strike. As this sort of happens, oh dear lord, yeah, they're not looking good. They are definitely not looking good. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, these aren't the minions. These are the actual ones. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. All right. And that is that is your reaction. Second attack. 12, that will miss. Fourth attack. 14, that will hit. 23, that will hit for 14 points of damage. Phoebe, are you still up? Oh my god.
Can my Sammy inspiration help her at all?
Sammy inspiration, no. Because it's my roll. Last one, all or nothing, chill touch. That's a natural one. That's a natural one. Oh, thank God.
Just the.
All right, so Phoebe, you're trying to force your way through. Multiple sort of astral lights are being pelleting you from the likes of the back of your head, the back of your skull, and more. That is their turn. Zale, Sirius, have you guys decided which memories you'll relinquish?
Yeah, I've decided.
All right, start us off, Zale.
Well, okay. I have two in case the first one isn't good enough, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, the memory of when he lost the clash with Grimalis, because that fucking destroyed his ego right there. And he didn't really show it, but you should have seen his fucking mind. He got fucking, it was really just devastating for him, and he felt like he let down everyone there. I don't know if it's good enough. If it isn't, I'll do a different one, but if it is, that's cool too.
What's the second one? It's more of like, I mean, maybe. What's the second one? We'll see.
I don't know if the second one's that good either, but it's the whole hey, we actually did it. We actually saved all the water, and Straftara is kinda nice with us now. Yay! I'm sorry, I had a really tough time doing this, dude.
You're good. We have one that's negative, relinquishing it, a bad memory. And we have the other one where it's a good memory. And I mean, the corruption says they want the good memory.
Oh, of course they do.
I mean, so the corruption will decide to take the good memory then. They will take away, and I'll give you the specifics. It's more of, once you guys turned in the quest of the likes of Straftara, that feeling of joy, that feeling of accomplishment, that, you know what? This group, we finally did something. We really did it. It was rough, but we got through it. We're a team. That moment, you see as it slowly corrupted, the astral nature begins to warp and taint it completely before there's nothing there. Sirius, what is your memory you would like to relinquish?
Sirius, thinking back on what would be a fitting choice, he will remember a time where the companions that he has been stranded upon this land with, filled with trouble, death at every corner. A moment where, covered in plush pillows, understanding one of another. The time where his oath for Phoebe, he will choose to lose that memory. But at this moment, it is more so
that moment with Phoebe, the oath of Phoebe, right?
This not giving the lily to Phoebe, but in more so giving more in-depth reason why. It's the words didn't need to be spoken, for it is in his nature to help those that he sees in pain.
And as you begin to do so, Sirius, with your mark, you see as it begins to glow amongst your hand for just a brief moment in time. And Phoebe, you'd notice as the golden dot and the black dot begins to slowly change and shift colors to the likes of a blue light. For a brief moment, you look over and you see just a small lily being offered directly towards you before it slowly burns and corrupts into an astral light. With that, Phoebe, you see as your wounds begin to slowly close, mend, and heal as you and Ilva will return back to full HP. So that's the good news.
What?
Woo! That's the good
Yay!
news. So, you're not on the verge of death. But, here's the other thing. For Zale, you look over and you see as that bits of moment of accomplishment, that bits of we finally did it, we can do this thing, as it slowly burns away for just a moment in time. You look over and you see as Creelan's form begins to slowly start shifting and changing. Creelan, all wisdom saving throws to break out of this state are done now with advantage, and you have a +3 to do so each time.
All right.
Well, we'll see what happens in a bit if you can even survive, because if you don't, haha, oh boy. We'll get to that in a minute. All
You
right.
like that?
So, Zale, that is your thing. Sirius, that is your thing. Here we go. All right, Misery, it is your turn. What you got for us?
Oh, decisions. Okay, so the battle is still kind of going on, but is Misery smart enough to understand everything that is shifting right now? I don't.
So you want me
Well,
to?
for
you want me
one,
to,
Misery
like,
is just not all that smart altogether.
You want me to like
but-
lay out the scene for you so you can decide, or have a better idea of deciding?
Yeah. What is she seeing?
Okay. So quickly in your peripherals, you know, you have the whole kaiju fight, whatever. Also, you would notice as you can hear the sort of screaming pains and agony of coming from Ilva and Phoebe as they're rushing through. You would be able to see in your corner of your eye that Phoebe is in the process of reaching sort of through this sort of astral barrier. You could really, if you wanted to, try to help pull her through if you really wanted to. Choice is yours. You also notice as Kreelan, who is still in a defensive or an aggressive stance towards you, you see ever so slightly bits of twinges, bits of hints that they're trying to fight something, but that bit of black shadow takes over them again, and they continue to throw swings at you. Past that, you look over towards Ilva, who is just a corrupted astral mess that seems to be rushing over towards, I would assume, kind of, or surrounding the likes of Kreelan, and they're reaching out towards them for a brief moment. You're not entirely sure what she's reaching out towards, but that is the situation ahead of you.
I have only just met all of these people. There's one person that could use help. There's one person that could use a halberd. And there's one person that I have no idea whether to trust or not. So, let's see. The thing is that knowing Misery's backdrop and the kind of things that Misery has experienced, I think because of certain things in her backstory, there are very little risks that she is willing to take, and she is at the very least going to get another swing off on Kreelan.
All right, here we go. Another swing, another swing.
She is in self-preservation mode, and the assailant is still engaged in combat, technically.
All right, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Retarge.
Retarge.
Reroll.
8, that's gonna miss, but you do have a second swing.
I do have a second swing.
14's not gonna do it. You swing forward, but Kreelan's able to quickly dodge out of the way, parrying the likes of Despair left and right. It seems to be as they're learning your attack patterns but at this moment in time, but you do have a bonus action, Misery.
I do have a bonus action. Nothing great. Yeah, I mean, in terms of bonus action options, not a whole bunch of stuff that's great in this moment. So I'm going to be basically just snarling, you know, like this is not over yet.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This is we are engaged. You have begun this battle. You have started this fight, and either you're gonna finish it or I'm gonna finish it.
Very true.
Here we go. So, Kaiju Battle. Raven, are they still strangling each other?
Yeah, my snake is still fucking strangling this bitch.
All right, let's see. This is with advantage. Hi-ya! Oh, God! Natural 20. How do you want your snake to do this?
Yeah, he's gonna just squeeze him so hard that his fucking eyes pop out of its head.
Oh my God!
Do scorpions even have eyes? I don't know.
They have a lot.
Ew,
They have
bro.
6? Ew!
They're arachnids.
It's like popping zits, bro.
That's gross.
As this happens, you see as they begin to, or their eyes pop out and their entire form just almost completely explodes and they are just ripped and torn into two. Phoebe, that is your action for your snake. Are they moving anywhere?
Yeah. In the corner.
You got it. They retreat back into the corner after a long battle. Alright, rest up, Snake Warrior. Okay, Kreelan, your turn. What you got?
I noticed.
And also add the, yeah, you can take your turn. I'm gonna add the corruption from earlier.
All right.
No.
I noticed that Ilva is behind me, but in my current state, I'm still like offset guard towards Misery. But in a bird-like feature, I'm going to continue keeping my shoulders straight rotate my head at that eerily past 180 degrees it should be and look back at Ilva. And you see Creelan's face, but
That was me rolling.
his eyes are smoked out, and you just hear one word. No!
Oh,
Oh,
Then
shit.
I will,
Showcase.
and then from that, I will quickly draw with my right hand, which is strange because I'm left-handed. I'd never use it. But I will draw the scimitar and point it at Ilva, and then snap my head back, and then at the same time, draw the other scimitar in the left hand and do an overhead strike towards Misery.
You got it. As you do so, drawing both blades, slash, make some attack rolls.
What does the no mean?
So I just pointed my the
Oh.
non-magical one at.
All right.
This is the attack at Misery.
27, that's gonna hit for 8 points of damage. You do have a second strike though.
For that, I'm going to throw the blade up in the air, and maybe as a distraction, maybe as a new attack. But as it's thrown up, I'm going to try to palm Misery's face with the mark.
Oh my god. Athletics check, you're trying to grab him again?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, because this would happen beforehand. So yeah, make an athletics check, Creelan, and make an athletics check, Misery. 15, 21.
That's what we like to see.
You're
That
able-
is
boss save,
plus,
girl boss.
also +4, so you know.
It's not saving throw, not saving throw.
Oh, that's saving throw. Oh,
it's just
yeah.
athletics.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, no. I'm overthinking. Okay.
Regardless, you're able to sort of swat his hand away as you see as the sort of black shadowy hand is reaching over towards you to try to almost consume your entire soul. That said, that is your actions. You have a bonus action, Creelan.
All right. Being that missed, I'm going to take that momentum and then kick up. I'm 5 feet in the air, and I didn't throw my sword too high. I catch it with the same hand, but now it's downward facing. As I fly down 5 feet, try to split Misery in twain with the sword.
Dang.
Ooh, 11. You try to catch it, but you swing forth down as she's able to just barely dodge out of the way, moving just ever so slightly with a sidestep. That is your bonus action. Anything else, or is that your go?
As I land, I, without looking, continue pointing the other regular scimitar at Ilva. And then my turn.
All right. So your AC is back to 16, correct?
Oh, still attacked, and for free. Getting my more defensive mindset.
I think Agile
Takes it
Parry
back
takes
up to
a
18.
bonus action, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Agile Parry.
I will.
If you make an unarmed strike, you gain part of the attack action. Nope, never mind. It's a free action. You just gotta make an unarmed strike. So yeah, you're good. 18. All right. Creelan, that is your turn. All right. Next up, we got the likes of the Red Corruption. And, oh boy. Phoebe, you ready for another round of attacks?
Hey! Hell yeah.
All
Make
right.
sure you got that 10 HP,
Hey,
girl.
hey, at least you
Wait,
got some
I'm not
HP.
at HP. Real quick, hey. Real quick, Raven. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
All right, well, let's see. There's going to be a lot of flaming bolt attacks. This is going to be the first one. It's going to be a 24 to hit, 6 points of damage. Second
Oh.
one, 13 will miss.
Ha!
14th and 15th. 8 will miss.
Ha!
10 will miss.
Ha!
10 will miss. 17 will hit.
Ah!
We got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. 7 points of damage. All right, let's go. 20 will hit for 4 points of damage. Second
Shit.
one. 20 will hit for 8 points of damage. Are you still alive?
I'm
Okay.
fine!
Alright, 2 more attacks. That's it. 17 will hit 7 more points of damage. And the
Oh.
final one. 15 will hit for 10 more points of damage. Jesus.
Yeah, she's back to the rate of 4.
Oh my god. Phoebe, as you are just being belted with multiple fire bolts from the side, your armor is almost completely singed off entirely, but you're still remaining strong. You're still able to stand. Alright. Sirius, you've done what you can so far. It's up to Phoebe now. That 10 HP just saved her life 100% though.
Yeah, I can go in there and just maybe help out a bit. It's
Yeah, where are we actually allowed to come back in?
Oh, don't worry. I got stuff for you.
Oh, well, I'm sure you do.
All right, Phoebe. Anything else you just keep trying to push through?
Yeah, I'm running through, running.
All right.
Robots.
Make high saving throw.
Oh, she's in within 10 feet. This is the best
Yep.
moment of my life.
Yep. +4.
I can't look.
I can't.
Neither can I.
I'm hearing bad noises.
Oh.
That is a 9 plus 4. Here's what happens. Freeland, make a wisdom saving throw as well. You do so with
Wasn't that what-
advantage. And a plus
And
3.
he has a +3.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Showcase. Oh, that's 21. That's
21?
21.
Here's what happens. Phoebe, as you begin to start moving through, trying your hardest, Misery and Ova, you look over off to the side as she's trying to force her way through, and you see as her hand is finally getting through, her arm is also appearing, but you see as it's slowly turning into that of ice, turning into that of particles, turning into the likes of starlight. And you see, almost as if it turns into dust for a brief moment in time, Phoebe's arm begins to dissipate, then her shoulder, then her torso, then her neck, until Phoebe is no more. Same sort of effect that happened with Zale and happened with Sirius. She is gone. Freeland, you look over and you see as bits of your feathers are slowly starting to corrupt away and slowly turning into that of astral dust before you. It's not entirely done or said and done, but you look over around you and you see as all the shadows begin to stop for a brief moment in time. You look over and around and you see as Misery has, I would imagine, a little bit of a irritated expression because combat's going on. Tell me if I'm wrong, Matt.
Irritated, conflicted. This is not like she is not taking pride in this fight. She is, her trust of Creelin is breaking. Her trust of people around her is breaking, and is not a pleasant situation.
It's not a pleasant situation. Creelin, as you witness this, you look over and you see as Ilva is also behind you as the shadows begin to stop for just a brief moment in time, and you have consciousness. All right. With that, Phoebe, that is your turn. Ilva, you are up. You look over and you see as the corruption is almost getting ready to throw themselves at the likes of this astral barrier, and they're about to sort of break it through immediately. Ilva, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I don't know, man. Fuck. And I saw her disappear kind of thing?
Yes, you did.
To note, I may have some consciousness, but the scimitar is still pointed at your neck.
I'll try and I'll try and take the mark away, I guess.
All right. Make an athletics check. Creelin, make an acrobatic check or an athletics check. As you see, as Ilva is reaching over directly towards your mark, you can choose to resist. Are you resisting? You're muted if you're saying
muted.
anything.
Showcase.
Bingo board.
It's gonna get that every week. just out of reflex, he's half hazed. He's not fully there. This is being resisted.
All right.
Alright,
Krillin,
man.
acrobatics check. Ilva, athletics check.
Oh.
Interesting. Ilva, describe what this looks like, what you're trying to do, and as this plays out. You win the contest of strength.
So before Phoebe appeared, I was going for his arm anyway, and as she's disappearing, I'm grabbing the arm and holding it, and as I'm seeing her being whisked away, Ilva's face becomes distorted and angry. There's a scowl, and there's a tear that starts forming down her cheek, and her arm starts coursing with the necrotic energy, and it's slowly moving up her arm, and it's running through her palm and through to her fingertips. But in that moment, she's gonna hold off of releasing it, and she's gonna clasp down onto where his mark is with my other hand there, and I want to try and absolve him of his burdens.
As you begin to do so, you both begin to immediately grab towards one another. And as you do, you have a choice. Are you trying to cleanse, or are you trying to take?
To take.
To take, both of you make your highest saving throws. Oh, wait. Oh boy, and you're here as well. That's comedy. 21. Ova, you as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to breathe.
Okay, yeah. That will fail. Reeling, that will succeed. As this is sort of happening, you all begin to look over, and you see as Ilva's hand begins to slowly start shining with a bright white light over the likes of Creelan's with the black shadow we mark. You look over as you try to forcefully take it for a brief moment in time, and Misery, you witnessing all of this for a moment. After hearing the message from that strange red triangle, all these sort of marked shenanigans in just a short period of time, you can definitely understand and see the emotion involved with this situation from both individuals' end. You look over, and Ilva, though you do not see it, Misery, you begin to see behind Ilva stands the likes of the massive sort of dragon behind her, seeming to sort of roar in a fury for a brief moment in time. Breland, Ilva, Misery, you all hear it echo throughout the entirety of the cavern and more, as it shakes, it tears through the likes of everything. Creelan, you look over and you see as some sort of force is preventing this from happening, preventing it from being taken from you. That can't happen. It must not happen, and it will not happen by any means necessary. Ilva, you look directly past Creelan. Misery, you witnessing both of these events, but Ilva, you looking over past Creelan, and you see a dragon of shadowy nature looking over directly towards you in despair, hatred, anger, fury, as the black shadows begin to slowly turn. into that of an astral light, an astral fog similar to what you see outside. As they roar out in unison, you see as one by one, your vision begins to turn into nothing but blue, to green, to purple, Ilva. Freeland, yours does the same. In Misery, yours as well. As your vision is taken from you, you just hear the roaring of dragons. Question, does anybody hear any of you three speak Draconic?
I do.
Wonderful.
Evil laughter.
I unfortunately am not that type of aerial beast. I do not.
Ova,
I do not either.
here is what you hear, and you only. Boy.
You know what must be done. Stop trying to fight this Kafaria. The cycle will repeat itself, and you only get in our way. I have my reason, and I know you have yours. So stay out of this.
And with that, as those words are said, you all are taken. One by one. Oh boy. I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this.
We just need to get some water.
Hey, man.
Chin.
Shit be happening in the Auroraverse. One moment, please.
Oh.
Is this the intermission?
Sure.
Commercial break.
This death-defying experience is brought to you by Claritin. Get those allergies out of the way.
Wait a minute, whoa! I don't know what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, stop that. Oh man. Yeah, we'll go with this one for the time being because I don't have it on hand. That's fine. I want to use what is it called? Yeah, fine. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Sorry for the delay. And I believe it is this one. Yeah.
Oh.
So, as you all have your vision taken from you, one by one, you see as it all begins to corrupt into an astral light. You look over, and you all sit there, completely still, almost frozen solid in darkness. This darkness freezing your will, freezing your soul, before all is surrounded in this strange astral light that keeps flickering and beginning to change, shift, and morph. Before an omen plays before you all. As you all glance there towards the astral light, you see several things. You see yourself suspended in it, and you see a starry and beautiful space of nothingness. Nothing but pure beauty. Echoing constellations of possibility, serpents forming amongst paths, amongst the strange spheres. Wildlife and crops being formed out of nothingness, watched over by a dragon goddess and devils from hell. And even watched over by a queen of memories. Forgotten memories at that. All watching these same individuals seeking to complete their one mission, their one task, no matter the cost. You all reside there suspending, watching as your life forms amongst you before it's slowly covered in that same astral light. Blue, greens, and purples as it freezes over like ice. You feel cold despite recently being in the deserts. You watch and feel as if your entire form is almost completely solid. You can't move, you can't even breathe. But the strange sort of restrictions. However, you push through. You refuse to die now, despite your soul being shackled. You fight for a brief moment with all your strength, with all the will to understand the truth, to understand the meaning of all of this. You hear as lightning begins to strike down amongst the area, as you see visions begin to crackle in front of your forms, like ice shattering before you. One lightning strike, a second, a third, a fourth, and then a fifth. You notice as this happens, two shadows emerge from the light, gasping for air, giving a new beginning. A new life before a final 6 lightning strike. As they look over towards this entire area, they try to begin anew, but not before witnessing their past life. Sirius, roll a d6 for me.
No more corruption.
No more corruption.
Elva, roll a d100 for me.
Whoa.
Let's hope for that 100, baby.
Zale, make your highest saving throw.
What is this chain reaction? Bro, this is Wendy's!
I assume Misery is not near me.
No.
I needed to make sure. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Hey, Zale,
Hi.
let's go on an adventure.
I don't want to see corruption.
Don't take
Are
my
you-
boy.
Oh boy.
I'm
Zale.
so confused.
Zale, as you witness this omen playing out, you look over, but for some reason it seems familiar. Why does it seem familiar? Why does it seem familiar? But regardless, the lightning strikes down before all of you, and your vision becomes fruitful. Your oculi eye opens, and you see all for a brief second. You look around yourself, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4 chains are surrounding you, attaching you to what you can imagine
Oh no.
to be, oh yes, a psionic prison.
No.
Zale,
I
You-
can't see anything.
oh, hold up, I got you. I got you. I'll bring y'all in.
I know what this is, and I don't. I know what this is, and I'm not ready for it. I'm not.
No
Oh,
problem.
oh shit.
Oh no. Oh hey guys, it's me. Hi.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Oh,
Fantastic
is
time.
that a bird? They look so nice.
As you look over towards them, or as you look over towards this area, you find yourself strapped down below into a chair, shackled down. Even your hands there reside 2 shackles, for a total of 6, preventing any shifting movements. The only movement allowed being the inhale and exhaling of your chest and lungs for air. You look over, and sitting across from you, and an inquisitor masked with an owl-like form or shape to it, from as far as you can tell. You see as they question you, Zale, endlessly. With each wrong answer, or answer they don't like, the shackles tighten further and further before such rebellions is too much. You see as the shackles break, and Zale, you're taken away for hours upon hours before returning in an even more battered state arms broken, legs mangled and torn, and mind racked with pain and fury. This process of answering questions, rebellious, with the likes of answering questions, rebellion, painful tragedy, it repeats for hours as days without food provided. The malnourishment of Zale's body, who used to be stronger, more muscular, more sort of athletic for a time, it all seeps away until you are almost a husk of a man. As your strength is sapped, everyone breaks after a matter of time. You lay there, Zale, bloodied, defeated, a failure to your clan, and a disgrace to the Yasuda. Alone, you lay there. Alone, so alone. But Zale, make a perception check with advantage.
I know why I have a 7 strength now, guys.
Yep, that's the reason.
18.
You see on at least the bits of text, there are some things that you can see as they are bloody to oblivion. As you see the individual gathering them, you're able to catch a quick glance. You look over and it says, Zale Samada, in parentheses, Yasuda Conspirator.
Wait.
And sort of slash, unawakened psionics.
I need a few minutes.
Well, don't worry. But this is not the only story. This is not the only occurrence. Hey, Misery, how's it going?
I'm okay. Misery does not know what's happening.
Let's go for a ride.
Okay.
Everyone gets a roller coaster.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh no.
Misery. As your visions begin to become true, you witness as you're in bloody, or you're pretty much bloodied, clad in armor. You're locked in combat, adrenaline pumping, and you look over and you see as you are not alone. You have multiple fellow knights by your side. However, they're being slaughtered left and right. You look over and you see as an individual you're hunting raises each of your fellow knights into the air, sapping them of their forces, sapping them of their souls, trapping them into oblivion, turning them into shriveled husks. You charge towards them in that of anger and rage, but as the bodies begin to rise, they all fall, slamming into the stone. You look over and you see as the individual in question takes delight in your own pain, your own misery. One by one, in only a matter of seconds, you see as your troop is slain before you. You try to react, rushing towards the aid of one, but they fall before you can make it. You rush to another, and their life is drained. You see to take out the threat causing this, but it's too late. It's all too late. They're all dead, and you look over towards all of your troop, but Misery, what do you say and what do you do in this moment in time?
There's one thing that I want to know, and I sent you a DM.
Gotcha.
The tea is fucking piping, man. What the shit?
Yes, sir. Yes, they are.
As this is happening, the thing is that some of these knights had gone down previously, and it had intensified the battle. But the 3 that had been propelled up into the air and have their life sapped away, all Misery remembers in that moment is just the reverberation of her voice screaming at the top of her lungs. Not at all of them, but one of them in particular. And as the one falls to the ground, she is petrified, frozen by anguish and the terror of what she had just seen. And she is nearly as despite all of her training and all of her discipline, in that one moment she is near a breaking point of just collapsing from what she had just witnessed. And not only is she the only one left of this troop, but the one particular individual that has fallen has completely torn away all hope that she has.
As you look over towards the individual, as they delight in this experience, you see them for the time being with temporary art for now, but this is the form they adorn. As they look over, you see as all of your visions begin to slowly corrupt over in an astral light as it plays out before you. And with that, oh boy, we head back over towards here for only several minutes. Oh boy.
I can't see. I don't got a
Oh, I can't see.
Oh, I know.
With any vision.
Oh, I can make this work.
Oh shit.
Oh, hi.
You look over. Misery, Zale. You look around to see anything or anyone, anybody, but you are all that's left. You look around for Sirius, you look around for Phoebe, Ilva, Creelan, they are nowhere to be found. As this sort of happens, you look to see as Misery is a little bit injured, but Zale, you are fine for the most part. But no signs of your companions anywhere. What do you say and what do you do?
So, after this
Just witnessing
vision,
that several seconds ago. Both of you.
Misery is on her knees in the exact same position, having pretty much collapsed to the ground and is shaking.
Zell's just like frantically looking at his arms, looking at his legs. And his eyes are watering with tears. For the first time ever, he actually looks scared, and he's just gonna just collapse to the floor in like a fetal position. It's like, no, please no more, no more, please, I beg you, no. And he's just gonna keep repeating that as he just starts sobbing.
As you begin to do so, the cries of terror, the cries of anguish begin to echo throughout the cave. And hearing this from afar, we turn towards two other individuals. Alright, Phoebe, roll a d6 for me.
Boop.
Roll a d100 for me, Sirius.
Those fucking sucks.
7, I figured as much. Ilva, make your highest saving throw you've got.
Just gotta figure out how to open up my lovely character sheet without a token.
What's the command?
Press C. Press C.
There you
Proceed.
go. Woo! 19. Oh, we're going for a good one.
No.
I don't want to ride anymore.
No, I don't really care.
Hey, fasten your seatbelt.
Silva. Oh boy.
Where's my stuffed owl?
Your vision begins to change. It begins to shift as you awaken once more. You awaken to the fires of war.
Oh.
The fires
look at
of
trade.
slaughter. The fires of destruction. You look over and you see the likes of a settlement burning in front of your eyes. Towers fall and destruction is left for your viewing. You see bodies scattered about, struggling, reaching away for their safety as they leave blood trails on the floor in this massacre. As this happens, you look around and see as they scramble for their own lives and they reach out towards you as their entire body has been charred to hell. But leg broken, some of them missing entire limbs, others they reach out with little strength. But their lives are already forfeit. There's no way anything could save them or anything. They reach out with little strength towards the general area and kind of towards you, Ilva, as one of them barely straining themselves to live. Ilva, what do you do in this state of mind?
I look down at them and I see nothing but insects, lowly lives worth nothing for what they did to me and my life. No man, woman, or child can be spared, and anyone that reaches out to grasp the clutches of life will meet the flail ball end.
As this begins to happen, do you kill them and finish their lives for them?
I can't actually see it's gray.
Oh my god!
Immersion! How dare you!
I was doing my best here, guys. I can't actually see anything.
You can look at my screen on Discord. There isn't any any token. You're good.
Damn,
Okay.
Elva's
Peter the Mind.
blindfold really coming unclutched with that immersion right there.
Yeah, I'll just go one by one, slowly walk over to them, and maybe one that's reaching out for life, I'll just stomp on it with my foot, and then swing the flail into the back of its head, and just move from body to body, just making sure that there are no survivors, no one left breathing, not a single soul left.
And as this is being said and done, though a memory, a visage of hatred, a visage of rage, a visage of anger, we look towards another individual, but not a memory of hatred, not a memory of anger, not even necessarily sadness. The opposite, in fact. We look towards as the stars begin to combine for a brief moment. Sirius, we look towards you. Oh boy, here we go. Sirius, you look over, and as you awaken, your vision is almost taken by starlight, and you look over in amazement to see stars sort of flowing past you, to the right, to the left, and even clinging towards you occasionally. You see how the stars cling to the nature around, and even flowing with the wind. You smile as they all pass by, and you look to Xyrnus as he begins to motion and show you the stars, and says, Remember, Sirius, if you would wish to learn the world, to travel it, to discover the stars, remember these things. Just like people, every star has a story. Those stories have meanings that help define who they are, what they were, and what they shall be. These stories do not directly decide who they will be, but they can help define what they can and cannot become. The Star of the Archer sends us on journeys far and wide, meeting new people. Not many, but each with their own story. You'll see as they begin to do this, they will embody the constellation of the Archer as it fires off towards a small sort of outline, or not an outline, but a small sort of hole leading out towards the stars above. As this is sort of happening, you see as they begin to walk amongst the trees, sort of or guiding their hands amongst the nature and more. Sirius, as you look over, this feels strange, as if you're reliving this same experience, but with your own memories, your own knowledge. Something's going on. It's weird, but it feels natural, but it feels not. You're not entirely sure whether or what exactly is going on. You remember seeing this playing out beforehand, but some things are foggy. Some things aren't clear. Sirius, what do you say or do at this moment in time? Finding yourself in a small grove.
Gasping with new knowledge, seeing his old mentor, Sirius reaches out with a shaky hand. Sirius, what? I do not understand. Why are you here? Teach me, please. There's so much.
Good.
No, go on.
You see, as you begin to say this, you expect a response. You expect a legitimate response from your question, your sort of plea, but almost as if you're watching memories play out before you. They don't respond, they continue off. It's almost as if you're witnessing a scene in front of you playing out. You try to sort of look over towards them and see what's going on, but they just continue. You notice as time begins to sort of shift, it stops for a moment before jutting forward as a crack and tear in the rifts as they continue and say, "The star of the chalice defines what we offer the lands. The people and the stars we traverse, be it for the betterment or for even the preservation of life. Lastly, we are not foolish. We learn, we grow, and we adapt like nature itself. What we don't, we fall to never see a prosperous and peaceful life. For this is the wisdom of the dragon." Sirius, promise me, no matter how far you travel, no matter what strife occurs, always remember this, for these are the principles, the circle. Sirius, witnessing all of this, what do you say or do?
Witnessing the fond memory of his mentor being tainted by an abomination of the stars themselves, Sirius will say nothing, but grasp his fist and cry.
As this begins to happen, you look as their bones begin to start cracking and tearing for a moment, and you notice where each fracture of a bone begins to form, ice sprouts out, taking over Xerneas' body, Xerneas' soul, before a shattering of astral light, until there is nothingness. There is only you in this grove. No mentor, but only Sirius, a star druid. With that, we return back towards this area. Oh boy, but kind of sucks, but you guys get to see it anyways. But it's all good. We look over towards an area further down into the cave as Ilva, you awaken. Sirius, you awaken.
In the bone pit.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Sirius and Ilva, you look over as the visions begin to stop, but you are not free. For your souls have already been shackled, my friends. You look over and you try to pull immediately over, just out of anger and rage coming out of the vision. But you watch as your wrist or the almost power surrounding the legs of your wrist begin to slowly tighten even further. Looking up and above, you see as there are some astral chains beginning to almost encapsulate you, preventing any movement, preventing your struggle. You fight and fight, but nothing begins to cease. Sirius, you look over in the same situation you are a part of. You two are trapped. What do either of you say or either of you do in this moment in time?
So Ilva's being taken, almost being grasped by undead bones.
No, there are astral chains. So imagine like a jail cell, right? Imagine you're sitting down, your arm is sort of up, it's hanging attached to the wall, and instead of it being metal chains, it's astral chains preventing them from moving. Kind of like that. And that is for both of you.
I totally thought these were people I killed, and they were trying to kill.
Well, funny enough, Ova, make a perception check.
No! You shouldn't have said
Too
anything.
soon.
You should have said nothing.
Those get feelings bad to get me in trouble.
You need to stop flapping your mouth.
Wisdom saving throw was the same roll. Well, I don't really have good news, I'll be honest with the chief. You see...
Oh, don't even tell me the odds. I don't even care anymore.
You see several individuals that look very, very similar to the people that you just killed, but even worse, on the ground, over in this specific location, just barely out of arm's reach and trying to grasp even with like your foot if you're trying, since you're in a seated position. You see a necklace.
Oh.
A divine necklace. A necklace of slaughter. A necklace of rage. A necklace to Mogus. Sitting there, laying there, mocking you in this heap.
Yikers.
I guess in this moment, I'm just trying to still just kind of fixated on it and just trying to pull up the chains, just making a lot of noise.
As you begin to do so, you fight, you struggle, you keep trying, but it is no use. Sirius, what do you do?
But we're not in danger right now, are we?
You don't see anybody attacking. There is no pain at this moment in time. It is just you are shackled to the astral chains.
The idea of being contained discusses Sirius. Creatures should be free. Creatures should be able to roam. She would walk the lands with no restrictions, and he will just cast a Misty Step in a force of instinct.
And as you try to cast the spell, the astral chains glow and the spell fails. You do not remove a spell slot though.
Ilva. Ilva.
Ah,
Ilva. What happened?
I
Where are
don't
we?
know. I'm just trying to pull down on the chain and trying to get my hand free, and like blood is starting to accumulate around the wrists.
Ilva, don't. Please. Relax, please. Calm.
I will not be put here.
We will not stay here for long. We will get out. We need time. Just relax. Think.
Ilva, do you continue to struggle, Ilva?
What do you propose?
Just a moment. Understand our surroundings. Do you know what happened to the others?
Oh, it's there. It's staring right at me.
That is not you. Whatever that is not you. Chains haunt us. And muttering to himself, Sirius is going to, noticing the situation before, he is going to wild shape into a mouse.
Try to wild shape and it still does not go off.
These mockery of stars. Toy with us.
As you begin to look over with your perception check, you notice your fixation on the necklace of Mogus. It drives you angry, it drives you mad for a moment. And then something else begins to catch your eye. You look over and you see arachnid-looking individuals with spider-like legs protruding out of their backs, unhinged jaws, and more.
Oh no.
That reminds you immediately the flood of memories of the tower, the fight, the spider, everything that happened.
Oh.
But we'll get back to that in a bit.
I don't like this game. I want to play D&D, not this.
I don't want therapy.
Face not get chained up.
Oh man. Hey, Creelin.
Everyone gets a turn.
I'm here.
Everyone.
But are you really? Let's see.
Everyone's
Let's
here.
go for a ride.
Everyone's here.
Creelin, as you awaken, you immediately awaken towards the pelting of rain hitting your face and soaking your feathers. Oh boy.
Oh.
Yep, that's right. Oh man. Give me 1 second as things try to load. It's taking a little bit because I found it being a little slow. Don't worry. Let me drop this. I said let me drop this. Have you seen...
I want to cry, but I can't.
Alright, bam.
It's
Bam.
not just Creelin.
Sure you can.
I mean, they're all named... They're all named that.
mean-
The Creelin.
Fine.
You're so tiny.
Aww.
Aw, I wonder how awful it's gonna turn.
Oh, just you wait. Also, let me try to get this. There we go. Haha! I've got it. Woo, production value. There we go. Now we're talking. You know what? Just because I feel like it, lightning. Boom.
Oh,
Just because I
great.
can. All right.
It just sets such a great picture.
It's frozen on the
Yeah.
stream though.
Oh,
At least
Yeah,
that part.
it's because it's lagging, or it's because it's loading, or whatever. Because I got 2 foundries open. Wait, we're good. We're good. So, Creelin, as you awaken, you immediately get into the pelting of rain, but you look over and you see yourself in a village. No. A town? No. But a monastery. At least the beginnings of one. You see, is yourself appears to be small. Very, very small. Barely even able to walk. Not even really able to talk, to voice yourself and speak. You look on and you see as an Aarakocra, no, two, one male and one female begin to talk desperately to a dark-skinned man dressed in monastic clothing. You look as they're having a heated discussion as the man is refusing them. As he says, he's been barely born. He doesn't even know how to throw a punch. He's too young. The school would warp his reality. His beliefs too vast, where he'd know nothing but the way. In a feminine voice, you hear as this individual begins to say, we know. We understand, but it's for the best. 5 months or not. He is capable. He will be capable. We have to choose what's best for him. Please. Please. We'll hear in a male voice, this individual begins to say, well, he may grow to resent us, or even hate us, but maybe in time, he'll understand it was for the better. He'll do great things one day, and that can only happen here. Please. Without much of even a goodbye, Kreelan, you see as your parents begin to desperately plea before eventually beginning to take off, and their wings flying off from you, leaving you here alone, only at 5 months old. Though you may have this monastery,
Wow.
you are an outsider to this land. You don't belong here. You didn't want any of this. You didn't have a say. You couldn't choose. You couldn't speak up for yourself. You don't understand any of this, and it makes no sense. But it doesn't matter. As you sit in the rain, not alone, but this feeling of emptiness as it slowly corrupts over and away. As this begins to happen, we look towards the trauma queen herself.
Hey, I'm already crying!
I need this, I need this! Oh my god!
We look over towards an Ephiba Morga. Phoebe. Oh boy. Here we go. This may be a little familiar to some people. Phoebe.
Oh, she's near death still.
As you awaken, you look over and you see a scene that makes you wish you hadn't awakened. You look over and immediately are felt with metal gauntlets grabbing at your wrist, pulling you every which way as you see armed soldiers and more. Sarasti's knights are escorting you out of an establishment, a tavern if you will. You see as they're beginning to throw shackles and manacles onto you, and immediately old emotions begin to arise, taking you. You feel outraged. You did nothing. You did nothing. You are innocent. Why? Why is this happening? Why won't anyone help me? You look around for anyone or anything, and you find the individuals. For a brief moment, memories begin to start shifting and changing and manifesting. You see the Voden Knights. Looking on in the tavern, confused more than anything of what's going on, towards a woman. As they look over towards a woman of smaller and thinner frame, not a warrior, not a fighter, not even a mage, but a snake in the grass. A love with a knife stabbing you through your own back. She looks over towards you, and you look over towards her for unconditional love, help here in your time of need. But as you do so, she does nothing. She looks on and she smiles even at your misery. Smiles at your dismay. She even waves at you as you're shackled. As she just continues on with her grand plans. Not caring, not even concerned or anything. Witnessing this, you feel sick, you feel awful, and you feel dizzy as it begins to become hard to breathe before you stop resisting. You stop resisting. Phoebe, what do you say or do in this moment in time?
I just whisper to myself, mostly. But I love you. But I love you.
And as you do, you look over and you see and hear a message into your mind. But I didn't. At that point, Phoebe, what's the point? You're alone. You have no one. No one will stand up for you, and you only have yourself. As tears begin to stream down your face, you look up and face your judgment. You look over as you escorted out of this tavern, and you face the land of Ketsu, the city of Ketsu. The city of death and debts. And you watch as the land of Voden fades into an astral light. As we look over towards this scene. Oh no, the tokens!
I don't know, they need tokens, but honestly, I don't want tokens with Vision anymore, to be quite honest. I don't want.
As you and Kreelan, you look over as you awaken from these scenes, as they play out only seconds beforehand. You look over as you're also enchained in these astral shackles, these astral manacles. As you look over towards the corpses, the bodies, and more, what do either of you say or either of you do?
I'm first gonna look at the left hand to see if my mark is still smoking active.
Seems to be.
I will slowly look at Phoebe. You put me in this, I'll shake the shackles.
I just glare at Kreelan for a moment. I just don't respond.
So be it. And I will attempt to, if I need to lose some feathers, get myself up out of these shackles.
How do you try to do it?
At first, just if wrist and weird Allen thumbs need to be broken to get out to finish what I need to finish, then that's what's going to happen through pure strength. And
you look around, and the mark does stop writhing with shadows. Keep that in mind. But you try to force your way out. Constitution saving throw.
all right.
Natural 1. You try to will your face, or not face, but you try to will your form out of this entire shackle. As it's sort of restrained at the wrist, you almost try to break it for a moment. It's not enough. It's not enough. You use all the strength in your possible being to force your way out before you hear a snap immediately. begin to squawk in pain as it begins to, or as you feel a searing sensation as you break your own wrist to try to force yourself free. But that's the thing, Creelan. It's not your body shackled. Your soul is shackled and you remain here. Broken wrist, but still with enough fight, at least, to continue on. Creelan, do you continue to try to break your way out, or do you try another method? Same thing with you, Phoebe, as you would hear the sort of breaking of his wrist, his own wrist.
I just kind of smirk at that sound, and I don't do anything.
And
If I'm gaining the understanding, if body can't do it, then maybe my will and my mind can't, and I will still my mind attempt to will these shackles to be released. Illness of mind type effect.
Enough. As you begin to do so, we look over towards the individuals in this in the sands over here. Now, one thing, Foundry has wrapped itself over on my end. So here's what I need from all of you. I need you to log out and log back in. You don't have to restart your computer, or like not computer, but like restart your browser. You don't have to do any of that. If you go to the top right of your screen, go to the game settings, little cogwheel icon. If you just scroll down to the logout button, yeah, just do that and then just log back in. It saved you a lot more time than you know, closing out of the browser.
I feel broken right now.
Someone didn't follow instructions and hit the restart button, so 1 second.
I'm logging back in now.
I laugh in tears.
That's how I cope.
That's how I cope. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Alright, so I'm loading back in on my end. But we look towards Misery and we look towards Zale when we get back on in.
I wasn't ready for this. I really wasn't. I woke up today. It's like, you know, today's gonna be a great day. I'm gonna play D&D with my friends. It's gonna be great. No, I'm having a therapy session with my friends. It's what's fucking happening right now.
And I thought we were going to Detroit, you know, get some glizzies, you know, maybe see the sights.
Me and Sirius were gonna get some glizzies. We would have had some Tims on. You know, it was gonna be amazing. Really nice.
Hope you know. Hey, welcome to the Trauma Factory. Soulbound. Voden, baby.
Yay! My
Fuck this
smile's fake.
1-star review, never return.
1-star review.
1-star Yelp review.
Voden sucks.
It's one of those
Period.
reviews where it's like, if I could leave a negative star, I would.
I'll leave a black star just to make it better.
Wow.
Oh man. Someone in chat's like, I want to be traumatized too. Me next.
No, the fuck you don't.
Oh man. All right. But Misery and Zale, whenever you guys are in, it's up to you on what you say or do.
I need to prepare myself. I need to really prepare my state to roleplay this fucking broken man right now. You want to go first, Matt? You want to go
I'll go first. I'll go first.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I have to physically prepare myself, you know?
So, Misery, sort of spending time locked in the state of fear and terror on her knees. With that sensation and that memory, the realization washing over her again, that feeling that she never wanted to experience again, the feeling of deep personal loss, along with the fact that she is alone, the junior of her group, and she is alone. And the vision is so intense that her hands are sort of gravitating towards a part of her abdomen where she had been injured during that memory. and feeling the phantom pain of that injury, despite the fact that that injury was so long ago. She slowly begins trying to take deeper breaths, and she looks around with a blurred sense of vision, remembering where she is again. But realizing that many individuals have vanished. She is going to glance over and notice Zale, an individual that she had only just, again, met, I don't know how many hours ago even.
Yeah. If you're looking for like Tahiri time in hours, it would have been. You haven't taken it long rest. It'd be like 5 hours at the most.
I've known these people for only 5 hours.
Actually, run that back.
There's no wonder I didn't. I started to stop trusting everybody during this thing.
It's a little bit more than 5 hours, but it doesn't help out much because it would be because I was thinking about last session, not the session beforehand. So it would be not long.
5 hours and 30 minutes, guys. Real
exactly.
different.
5 hours and 30 minutes.
It'd be like 8 to 10 hours. It's not much. It's not much at all, but it is a difference.
That's a bit better than 5.
Not even a day.
Yeah,
you got to watch 2 shows on Netflix. You get to binge them.
This isn't Tahiri time. It's not been even a day. Yeah.
You know,
I'm just for the sake of just a tiebreaker, because I want to use this as a tiebreaker. I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw for myself, just to determine if Misery, despite the resulting anxiety, if she is able to sort of come to and be present here and try to act here and now. So saving throw, I'm just going to say let's We'll just judge it based upon the roll.
19.
Okay. I think in this moment she has at least escaped the vision, but she is she can still feel like her hands are shaking, and that the deep breathing is being replaced with adrenaline as it sort of occurs to her that she also remembered feeling extremely angry and extremely furious shortly after the things that she had experienced, and that adrenaline is sort of bringing her back. And so she ends up standing on both feet. She ends up staggering a little bit, takes an arm, and she can definitely tell a tear's forming, but it is immediately just wiping it directly off of her eye. And taking a huff, and is going to stagger towards Zale. In what condition is Zale right now?
Well, let's look towards some Max. How's it going?
How's
he doing?
I've been waiting for this for the total of 1 minute. As soon as Zale just hears the clatter of movement, it's almost like feral. He gets up almost instantly. It just takes his dagger and just no, stay back, please. I don't want more. Please, just fuck. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to. I've done nothing. Alone. I'm a misery. What's happening? I don't. You know how Misery only had 1 tier? Yeah, there's several tiers just forming down.
Yeah.
And his eyes are red. His eye color his iris is red, but it might as well be all red. It's bloodshot with just tears.
Yeah. I think in this moment, Misery stands there and kind of has that angered look on her face. This is also starting to come back, these people, none of all of this started with me joining this group and the attack and all of that. But I think it slowly occurs to Misery as Misery is watching Zale that Zale had also seen something, and obviously Misery has no clue of what that could have been. But she is sort of coming into the fact that the consideration that there's definitely a lot more going on here than even what was alluded to her, and that whatever it is, it has been taking a toll on these people that she's only known for 5 hours and 31 minutes.
I'll kill you.
You already did emotionally.
No, I mean, I'm not judging it. I'm emphasizing it. Like it is a big factor. But like, she is going to sort of like the anger is going to flush off of her face, and she's going to look deeply solemn. Misery is sensing and is very sensitive to the despair of others. Part of it maybe is within her nature to sort of absorb it, or like, I wouldn't necessarily say revel, but like kind of, treat it with a sense of like fascination, because that is who Misery is. However, that is also coming into conflict that she also is feeling pity, but also a sense of like, this individual has also seen something, and it has also started, drawing them down into their own despair. So Misery is going to sort of approach very, very slowly, and standing next to Zale, whether Zale is on both feet or down. On both feet.
Yeah.
She is going to slowly place her hand on Zale's shoulder and just sort of kind of look at Zale in a sense of like, whatever, we are here, whatever we saw, it's over. I don't know how much you can actually get across with like a look and a gesture, but that's essentially the tone that she's taking.
As you put like a shoulder on him, he flinches. Like, you can feel him shaking to his bones. He's not okay, and as you like just comfort him, he's like, please just don't let the owl get me. I don't want the owl here. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to see the owl. I don't. And he'll just start bawling again, and he'll just run in for a hug, even though he has not known this person for very long. It is the closest.
Little too close for comfort, so she's all of a sudden gonna be like, she's gonna suddenly tense up, but then like, okay, soft pat, all right, okay, and she is she's just going to roll with it, and actually her facial expression is gonna be in such a way where just how she deals with like stress and trauma and torment you know, she didn't think that she would be in this sort of like closeness position with this person, so it's not like coming down on him, it's more like allowing herself to accept it, but she ends up like sort of like rolling her eyes a little bit like, okay, all right. And takes a breath, and then after a few moments, she's gonna take her hands and be like, okay, shoulders, push away for a little bit, and then look directly at Zale and be like, where did the others go?
I don't know.
And at that moment,
Say, oh,
I will say, just make sure everybody gets their little time and all that stuff. As soon as you say, where did the others go? We head over towards the likes of our this part.
Team Wisdom, let's go!
Oh boy.
yay!
So just to recap, Ilva, you saw the necklace of Mogus, and then you looked over and you saw a bunch of spider folk. Just to remind you and everything. So, yeah, seriously, it was like you thought you were getting to Ilva, and then, well, this happened. Ilva and Sirius, what are you saying or doing? Well, let's start with Ilva, probably. I could be wrong.
So what do the minions look like? Do they look like Rasta?
Not necessarily, but just the spider folk in general, looking kind of like Driders, in a way, some actually being like more humanoid-ish, with these sort of arachnid legs actually sprouting out from their back. For Ducky's context, and also Max's context, those arachnid folk, they look like gnomes.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you're already hinting at things for me and Ducky, huh?
You're welcome. I'm kidding.
Oh, you're so nice to us. Oh.
Jeez. Okay, so they look like the stuff we made then.
Yeah.
Siri, they're coming. We have to break free.
What is it? Ilva, what is it? What did you see?
They're crawling to us.
I look around. Do I see anything crawling?
You actually don't.
No, I don't see these things. I do not see them. They are illusions.
They're right in front of you.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Ilva, look at me. Ilva.
I look over to Sirius, trying to fight, looking at these spider folk.
Whatever you see, they are not real. Whatever you see, they are illusions. They are fear. Do not go into the fear. It is not real. Calm yourself. Breathe. There are no creatures there to haunt you. There is nothing here that is to harm you. I am real. They are not.
Siri, please.
You'll see as Sirius. Make a insight check. You also have advantage right now. We're in a calmer demeanor. $18. As this is beginning, oh, you have no fucking clue about this. You're going through some stuff right now. But Sirius, as Ilva, with each sort of grunt, with each sort of like almost bit of movement, you notice as not only just do Ilva's shackles get even tighter, the more hatred's filled with her, but also so do yours. Your astral shackles also get tighter. You, for a moment, you see as they're sort of piercing almost into your skin for a moment, drawing a bit of blood. That is what you're able to notice with your 18.
Ilva, again, calm yourself.
How can I when they're right there?
They're not there, Ilva, they're not there. I don't see what you see. All that is around us is bones. We are shackled. We are held here. Something within yourself. Do not let the fear go to you. It only brings more hurt.
They deserve to die.
Whoever they are, that was then. This is now. Look to yourself now. Whatever sins you have pawned upon yourself, that was then. They are not you.
They took everything.
I hear you, Eva. I hear you. Did it change shackle?
Nova, make a wisdom saving throw. Honest opinion, you can decide disadvantage or straight roll. Your choice.
I think straight roll. I think
Straight
that
roll?
Siri is definitely helping, but it's still a conflict. So
You got it. 11. Loosening up ever so slightly, but you're making a little bit of headway, but it's not enough. It's not enough right now.
Ilva, if I may. What happened?
They took my family away. And I made them pay for it.
You sought vengeance. You sought retribution.
I murdered them in cold blood. No one was spared. Men, women, children. They all died.
You remember.
Yeah.
It is good. You do not wish for those people to die in vain, do you?
Vain? How do I help them?
Do not forget. Do not forget them. Do not let the blood that has covered your hands and poured on your feet. Do not let it drown you. You remember them. And you do right by those you meet in the future. What is gone cannot be gotten. It cannot be saved. We must save what is already here, what is left, what is to come. Do you hear me, Ilva?
I hear you.
Now once again, breathe. Slowly. They are not real. They are not there. I am here.
I trust you.
And at this point, Sirius is just going to keep audibly, at least for Ilva to hear, the deep breaths. And at this point, he's going to continue to watch the chains and use whatever power that he has within himself to at least slowly break the shackles.
Over. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good.
Let's go!
So many rolls.
Spontaneous therapy, let's go!
But I wasn't done. You do it with advantage, my friend. Sirius is helping you.
Oh, I love therapy.
20 is what you needed.
Yay, therapy!
Nova, Sirius, you look over and you see as the astral shackles begin to loosen and loosen more and more and more. You can just see as Sirius, you almost can feel yourself being able to slip through them entirely. As you begin to do so, you're able to free one hand. You're trying to free the other. Still not done. Something left with Ilva. But come back to that in just a moment. Ilva, one shackle, and one shackle for you, Sirius, is broken. We'll see if you can break the second one in a bit. But for right now, oh yeah, we got these two motherfuckers here.
Oh no. Wow.
Creelan, Phoebe, what are you two doing at this moment in time?
It's going
No, it's
to.
fair. You gotta start off with that.
The sounds of pain and agony in that voice.
Creelan taking a deep breath and trying to relax because maybe physically it won't go through, but attempt slyly, and the broken wrist, and well, damn be it, it'll either heal or something, and he'll just try to slightly wiggle the broken wrist through the shackles.
Try to wiggle them and try to play it calm. Make a dexterity check for me, or a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
19. You try to wiggle the likes of yourself free. And as you begin to do so, taking a little bit of calm, taking a bit of sort of precision with it, patience, you try to slip it free, and you see as the shackles get even tighter upon you.
I can't fail. I don't. It's all I know. Did I start? I gotta finish it. They knew best. No, taught me everything. They wouldn't leave me for no reason. They knew best. I can't be a target. And then I will set Phoebe to see if she's making any better progress.
Phoebe, what are you doing as you hear this, you see this, at this moment? What are you doing or thinking about?
There's a lot going through her head right now, but the last thing she's trying to do is escape the shackles. I mean, she just kind of feels hopeless and is really in a state of depression right now and trying to overcome that, while also listening to Creelan and slightly taking in what he is saying, just not knowing how to respond just yet.
As you begin to do so, Creelan, you look over and it's almost as if Phoebe's given up for a second. Sits there, not necessarily moving, just lost in her own thoughts. As this begins to happen, you look over, and amongst this sort of pile of bones and more, you start seeing visages, astral visages and images. See people. Living people. You look over and you see a scene of a small cavern, and kind of like this one, but more of a mine shaft. You see an individual miner of the sorts with a pickaxe, and they're working hard. They're slamming the pickaxe onto the ground, hitting and trying to mine up any ores that they can, and gather them for materials for later, for their own job. With each swinging of the pickaxe, you see as they hit it stronger, they hit it harder before You see as their form is completely corrupted in an astral light and no longer swinging at the likes of rocks or oars, swinging at people with the pickaxe, bludgeoning them, piercing them over and over again as their form is corrupted in this astral light. The vision changes. You see a leader, a warrior, a general of the sorts, clad in steel and armor and more. They stand tall as their peers look up towards them. They speak with conviction, but as they raise their sword, the vision changes, and you see as it begins to corrupt over them with an astral light, the individuals they once sought to inspire are being sliced down, cut down by their throats, left and right, as this commander kills their own men by the hand of the astral ones, the corruption, the eclipse. You just look over and you see a shopkeeper. More and more of these sort of visions begin to occur. A shopkeeper selling multiple things to varying people before then bashing individual skulls in as they're corrupted and consumed by an astral light. Before the visions change finally. Before you see Phoebe displayed before you. You see as she seems to be beside a woman, Yanti in nature, noble clothes, and more. Sitting in the likes of a chair, this woman that Phoebe stands by, she sits in a chair next to a table with multiple individuals, a council. You see as Phoebe sits there and takes in as much as she can, aspiring to take their place when the time is right. Before it begins to shift and change immediately, and you see Nephiba Morga's form completely altered and changed, astral light and more starting from the arm. Slicing, killing, murdering, bludgeoning, imploding, eviscerating individuals, all with an astral smile on their face. You see as the visions begin to change and shift, eventually dissipating. You see what the corruption has done to all of these individuals. But with that, what do you say, and what do you do?
Alright. Is that you? I had a recent vision, but just able to see you.
Both of you saw that, by the way.
Okay. Ask her if she saw it.
I saw that.
And it was your past, or that the ideal future you look for?
Phoebe, you'd be able to tell. That was 100% your past, as you were standing by your mother's side.
That was my mom.
Used to have your parent by your side. I'm going to again still try to slither out with the broken wrist, but still get Phoebe, and we can't stay in this and seeing visions of whatever's being conjured up by this display of death around us, and I'll kick a few bones. Isn't right. And I'll more forcefully pull at the broken wrist.
As you begin to try to do so, Constitution saving throw, Creelan.
Right.
6. You begin to try to fight your way out of it, but your wisdom, your insight gets the better half of you. You see as you're about to break your other wrist in the process, or you think, this isn't something I'll be solved with brute force, isn't something that you could even be sly or dexterous enough to be able to break out of. If it's not a physical challenge, if it's not a physical obstacle, then it must be a mental obstacle. Something else. Something else.
I saw a very important memory with newfound clarity. I don't know why I ended up here, but you were able to see a parent of yours, and I was able to see parents of mine. Mother, what became of her?
Well, she is no longer with us. I suppose neither are your parents.
I must escape and out, really shake it hard in shackles and take a deep breath. And they said it was best for me and flew away. I entered the sect. Haven't seen them since. So I to escape this and off this forsaken plane. Can at least figure that out to get back.
And then what?
I need to know why. It must be for a reason. He chose not to tell, and he never got an answer from the master and the leadership, and no one told me anything. It's just train and pair. I always thought of them, but never got a reason why. I just took to my studies and my practice and understanding the way of the sect. I just took that on. Try to dull the memory, but now it just came back and brings it into sharp focus again. I just need to know why.
Sometimes there is no reason why. Sometimes people just want to hurt you because they like to hurt you. Maybe you need to stop seeking for a reason why and get revenge instead.
There are two parties there that can even have revenge sought of them, which would be my parents for whatever aim they attempted to cause by leaving me, and second would be leader of the monastery. Oh. Hey, why would they need? This is where the issue lies. I need to know a reason. I can't seek revenge for just pain. There has to be a reason, something broken. Stop. Take a breath. You need to tell me. I didn't choose the life, nor I wasn't born into it. I was pushed into it. It's all I know. It's what guides me, determines my actions, my thoughts, and even my feelings now. And can revenge be the way? Will that help? Will that solve anything? I want to be worse than them. I don't know who I am. Only what's been made of me. That I can at least accept.
I'm sorry.
And
Go showcase.
I was just taking a breath. Myself and Kreelan. There was some struggle or words. It's tense. I couldn't really do anything or speak or understand much. Just worse day, a rainy day. I don't understand. I try to seek perfection in crafts and belief system. I don't know if they given me up because I was broken or they giving me up to fix me.
No.
Now stop. Take a breath.
Go ahead, Phoebe.
No, you can't accept that as if something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with them. You have to understand that whatever they did to you, it doesn't define who you are. You define who you are. And if you don't know it yet, you can always still find out. It's never too late to find out.
Have to escape first.
You'll see
Time
as
to figure that out.
both of you make perception checks.
Phoebe's having a hard time. In
Yeah.
Foundry and out of Foundry.
I guess.
I mean, she's having a hard time in both. Let's be real here.
7. Freeland, it's almost subconscious, but as you sort of hear the likes of Phoebe's words for a brief moment, hear them for a second, and you feel the shackles begin to loosen ever so slightly. What were you doing?
Was I doing?
You said you were doing something and then I cut you off.
Oh, I was taking another breath because I have to realize Kreelan needs to stay calm.
As
I
oh, my bad. You go.
I do want you to know that I am defining myself somewhat along this path. I'm learning from all of you and taking in experiences, and I made a decision not too long ago with you. Not only change my stance on your pending death, but take arms against it. Despite my upbringing, my belief. It's new.
Phoebe, as you hear these words, you feel your shackles beginning to slowly loosen even more.
Krillin, you have such a way with words. Keep talking.
Yeah. There's always been persuasion through violence. That's something I do know, but I was never given the option for words. Speaking out actually was punished. Was it punished? At least here it's rewarded, or I'll really take a second to look at Phoebe. Encouraged. Wasn't really listened to before, and I am. It's not so bad here.
Well, I'd rather be here than back there.
I like to think the same for me can hold for you. You can define yourself outside of legacy or pushed priorities of your mother.
No, I love my mother. I loved her. I've loved many people. But I don't know if I can love again.
And as soon as you begin to say that, Phoebe, Krillin, you see paths presented in front of you. You see as serpentine paths, or paths at that. One, Phoebe, you look over and you see a visage of yourself next to her, dagger in hand, bloodied, as you stand over her corpse, revenge fulfilled. Krillin, you look over and you see yourself, their parents, shackled, manacled, questioned for reasoning what they've done to you. And another path. You see this one as one of you, Phoebe, looking over towards this individual. seeing what they are, who they've become, and what it is. And even though you stand tall, a world, a city of your own choosing, your own building, a council of your own choosing, one with no corruption, one with as much pure intent as it can. Freeland, looking over towards that one, you'd seek to find yourself building a monastery, building, constructing, training, instructing individuals of the future. One of redemption and betterment, and another path of revenge. In the middle, all around, other varying paths, all differing outcomes and decisions, but these two are the most clear, but they are not your only option. Which path you choose? Well, we'll have to figure out next time on Secrets in the Sands for episode 21, as that is where we will leave off on today's session.
Woo.
Oh boy.
Spirits, man.
I stood strong. I did not do it. Fuck you, tissues.
God damned. Oh boy. So, oh god, that was a session. That was a session of D&D that was played.
God, that was so good, though.
That was so good. I had so much fun, but so much pain. But so much fun, but so much pain.
Oh man. All right, sorry I had to like traumatize you for a bit. I hope you had fun. That is the main importance. I hope you all had fun. If you had fun, then we win.
Yes.
I think that's like in my top 3 favorite sessions so far, you know? I think it's like number 1 right now.
Yeah, we got it. All right, so I'm gonna break down stream. Matt, I know you got a skedaddle. Where are you gonna be live at?
At Chaotic_writer Twitch channel in a half hour or so. Yeah.
Make sure to go check that
I'm pointing the wrong way.
Yeah, mods, if you can do that for me. All right, I'll be back. See you guys. Okay, hello everybody. I hope that you have your box of tissues here and, you know, it's not too bad. Your whole room isn't destroyed in anger or sadness. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Thank you guys for all the follows. Thank you for all the love and support. You guys are freaking fantastic. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure to like the video over on the YouTube end, as it does help support the channel and it does spread this to other and more people. Make sure to subscribe over there as we're getting close to 800 subs, as it helps out tremendously. We're going to be live back again at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Monday. So if you want to see the Voden Knights, if you want to see Valley of Dreams, or whoever that weird turtle individual, or whoever those weird individuals in that tavern was, then go check out Valley of Dreams tomorrow, and we can continue on with their story. But it's been a fantastic day. It's been a fantastic session, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!